Chapter 593. Looking at the two of them, Linley couldn't help but laugh. He laughed very happily. This was exactly what he wanted to see. All right. Since the hatred has been resolved, then let's not talk about this anymore. As he spoke, Lin Rei hurriedly took out a jar of wine from his ring and handed it to Xiaofan for them to drink together. He. Xiaofan did not refuse Lin Rei's actions. Taking the wine jar, Xiaofang's eyes were filled with gratitude. Just like that, the three of them continued on their way after drinking. Along the way, the three of them were no longer as awkward as before. They chatted and laughed as they walked up the mountain. Of course, although they had experienced a beast tide before, they knew that it was impossible for there to be only a little danger along the way. They were already prepared to endure even more danger. North. Wu State. In the Wu State's Tiancheng County, a young man with a jade flute in his hand was extremely handsome. The young man dressed in a Confucian robe always had a gentle smile on his face, giving off a very amiable feeling. Sigh. My lord, where are you? Do you know how hard I've been looking for you? This person was none other than Sakura, who had come out to look for his main body, Lin Rei, because of the purple bloodline incident. Ever since he found out about the appearance of the Ninth Continent in the restaurant that day, and saw the cultivators of the Ninth Continent appear in the 8 continents, and because his main body was a person who liked to join in the fun, he had the idea of entering the Ninth Continent. The Ninth Continent was considered one of the biggest forbidden areas in the God realm, and the most mysterious Ninth Continent was connected to none other than the northern Wu State of the 9 continents. Because of this, Sakura hurried through the night and arrived at the Wu State's Tiancheng County without stopping. During this period of time, he passed by several continents and discovered that there were many cultivators who were not from the 8 continents. Sakura had already guessed that those forces that he did not recognize were all from the 9th continent. Moreover, along the way, there were also some cultivators from the 9th continent who did not care about their lives and were tempted by the wealth. There were also many who had crooked thoughts about Sakura, but in the end, they could only blame themselves for being unlucky. In the end, the consequences of robbing Sakura could only disappear from this world. TSK. Where are you going? Although he knew that Wu State was at the border of the 9th continent, he did not know its exact location. Therefore, after he arrived at Wu State, he became a headless fly and began to wander around Wu State. At this moment, Sakura could be said to be going wherever he went. He also didn't know where he was going. The Azura clan that he had sent to find Lin Rei had not been in contact for a long time. Alas! Looking at the crowded streets of Tiancheng County, Indra's eyes were filled with confusion. Young Master D, I feel the aura of 21. Just as Sakura was at a loss, one of the 6 Azura clan members behind him hurriedly came forward and whispered in his ear. 21? Who is it? He didn't know about 21, but if Lin Rei heard him, he would immediately think that 21 was one of the 36 Shura clansmen. Similarly, 21 was also the one he had left behind in the immortal world. Back then, in order to let him send people back to the sect, he did not bring him along. Seeing Sakura's confusion, that person promptly explained, 21 is the person that young master left behind in the immortal realm back then. Now that I'm sensing 21, it's very likely that young master has already arrived at the divine realm. What? Hearing the words of the messenger, Sakura was stunned on the spot. He naturally had some impression of the little young master. When he was created by his original body, he also inherited some memories of his original body. So when he heard the words little young master, he immediately thought of Lin Yun. Thinking of this, Sakura immediately asked with an anxious expression, Then can you feel where 21 is? Little Yun and the others are here. I don't know how strong they are now. If you can feel it, then let's meet up with them first. This way, I can protect him. No. Seeing his decisive answer, Sakura's expression became disappointed. However, although I can't contact them, I can feel 21's aura and find where he is. Hearing his words, Sakura was stunned. Sakura was very unhappy with his big breath just now. However, there was nothing he could do. After all, these people were given to him by his original body. He couldn't do anything about it. Moreover, what made it even more difficult was that the Shura's strength was too strong. Even if he was Lin Rei's clone, he might not be a match for him. He calmed down the unhappiness in his heart. Then, with a calm expression, he ordered, "If that's the case, then hurry up and find him. Remember, the faster the better." "Yes." Hearing that, the Shura nodded his head in agreement and walked forward. Indra didn't say anything about his actions and quickly followed him. At this moment, in an inn, Lin Yun, who was being looked for by Sakura, was sitting in a restaurant with Gu Si, 21 and some other people to have a meal. Reporting to Sect Master, I feel 18's aura. Similar to Sakura's situation just now, the only Shura was eating when a feeling that made his blood tremble suddenly appeared. Then, without saying anything, he stood up and whispered in Lin Yun's ear. "Oh? Can you feel where he is?" He knew about 18. He had seen all 36 Shura clan members, so when he heard about 18, the first thing he thought was that if he could find 18, then finding his father, Lin Rei, wouldn't be a dream anymore. "Yes, I can feel it. Moreover, 21 seems to be coming to our place at this moment. Although he's not fast, I can feel it." "Really?" Hearing 21's words, Lin Yun was excited. If what 21 said was true, then he would be able to see his father, Lin Rei, soon. Suddenly, the excited Lin Yun didn't hide the joy in his heart. What's wrong?" At this moment, Gu Si, who was sitting at the side, felt Lin Yun's abnormality and immediately asked him. Her eyes were filled with deep concern. And nothing, it's just that today's luck is better." Hearing this, Gu Si was even more confused. When Lin Yun knew that Gu Si might not understand, he immediately explained, "Just now, 21 sensed the aura of someone from the same clan as him, and this person is following by father's side." "What, Lin Rei? How is that possible? He was in the 5th level of the Death Canyon back then. Moreover, he seemed to have something urgent at that time. Why would he appear here now?" Hearing Gu Si's words, Lin Yun frowned and was obviously a little unhappy. However, seeing that she was a senior, Lin Yun didn't take it to heart. At this moment, Gu Si also felt Lin Yun's expression and immediately knew that she had lost her composure. Then, she fell silent. Go and welcome him." "Yes, Sect Master." Hearing Lin Yun's words, 21 immediately rushed out of the restaurant and rushed in the direction of 18's aura. At the same time, 18, who was beside Sakura, also felt 21's rapid approach and immediately reported to Sakura. Then, the group sped up and converged with 21. Although they were all in the Sky City County, the Sky City County was very big. If it weren't for the Azura clan's people who were very sensitive to their own clansmen, they probably wouldn't have known that they were so close. However, although they could feel each other's aura, the two sides were very far apart. Time slowly passed and the two sides quickly traveled. After half a day's journey, they finally gathered at the entrance of a tea house. Young master?" At this moment, the moment 21 and Sakura met, 21 didn't dare to be sure when he saw Sakura. However, the moment the word "young master" came out of 21's mouth, his expression instantly changed. Then, he retreated with a gloomy expression and a vigilant look appeared on his face. "Speak, who are you? Why do you have the same face as my master? Moreover, 18, why are you with him?" Seeing 21 so vigilant, 18's unchanging ice face finally showed a trace of a face. And Sakura was so cautious when he saw 21. The moment he saw him, he recognized that he wasn't the original body. He admired this kind of person very much. Sometimes, even he himself couldn't tell whether he was the original body or the clone. But he didn't expect 21 to be so sure that he wasn't the original body Lin Rei. You don't have to be confused. The original body is Lin Rei's clone, and 18, they were all given to the original body by Lin Rei to protect the original body. Hearing this, 21 immediately looked at 18 and the others beside him. Well, young Master D is right. He is indeed the clone of the young master, and we are just like what young Master D said. The young master asked us to protect him. Hearing this, 21 understood and immediately withdrew the spell that he was about to bombard, but he didn't let down his vigilance. He then told them about his mission this time. Young Master D, I was ordered by the young master to come and welcome you. Why don't we go now? 18, who heard this, looked at Sakura beside her and asked for instructions. Let's go and see Xiao Yun as soon as possible. Hearing this, both sides reached an agreement and then, 21 led the way and rushed to the north. At this moment, Lin Yun, who was waiting in the restaurant, didn't care anymore. He wanted to see his father immediately. Gu Si, who was beside him, still had a dumbfounded look on her face. Time passed little by little, and another half a day passed. Just as Lin Yun was waiting anxiously, suddenly, a familiar yet unfamiliar aura appeared. Father. Chapter 594. Lin Yun, who had been waiting for a long time, felt this familiar yet strange aura. He didn't even think that the owner of this aura was his father, Lin Rei. Whoosh! At this moment, Lin Yun released his cultivation and his body instantly disappeared from the restaurant. When Lin Yun reappeared, he was on the street outside the restaurant. Looking up at the sky, looking in the direction of the aura, he saw a group of people rushing in his direction. Father. When Lin Yun saw Sakura at the front, he didn't even think about it and thought that this person was his father, Lin Li. At this moment, Sakura in the air. When he heard a young man on the street looking at him and calling him father, his heart trembled. Of course, Sakura also knew that this person was Lin Yun, the son of his original body. The moment he saw Lin Yun, Sakura instantly released his cultivation. A moment ago, he was still 1,000 miles away, and the next moment, he was in front of Lin Yun. Hiss! Lin Yun, who had been staring at Sakura, saw the strength that Sakura released at this moment. He sucked in a mouthful of cold air and his eyes were filled with shock. This strength, without thinking much, when he saw Sakura in front of him, Lin Yun directly knelt on the ground without saying a word and said in an excited tone, "This child greets father." Lin Yun's action made the Shura clansmen behind Sakura and Gu Si, who had already left the restaurant, feel helpless. At this moment, Gu Si, who was standing at the entrance of the restaurant, saw Sakura at first glance. Although this person was very similar to Lin Rei, he wasn't Lin Rei. Not only the clothes they wore, but more importantly, the temperament they had was different. Although the two looked very similar, Gu Si confirmed at first glance that this person was indeed, 100% not Lin Rei. However, he didn't expect that Lin Yun, who was Lin Rei's son, didn't know his father. Not only him, but even the Shura clansmen standing behind Sakura were like this. They didn't expect such a scene. You, why don't you get up first? I'm not your father. At this moment, Sakura looked at Lin Yun who was kneeling in front of him and said with an awkward expression. Although he was Lin Rei's clone, he had his own thoughts. Therefore, at this moment, he could be considered a living person. At this moment, Lin Yun, who was filled with joy, paused when he heard Sakura's words. He raised his head with difficulty and looked at Sakura with doubt. Seeing Lin Yun's doubtful expression, Sakura helplessly smiled and said, "Indeed, I'm not your father, Lin Rei. I'm only his avatar. My real name is Sakura." Hearing Sakura's words, Lin Rei slowly realized that although the person standing in front of him had the same face and figure as his father, his temperament was completely different from his father Lin Rei. His father's aura, no matter where he was, would always be emitting a trace of cold killing intent. But the person standing in front of him had a refined aura. Although he was holding the sword within the flute, Lin Yun woke up from his stupor and immediately stood up. Of course, awkwardness was unavoidable, but he didn't feel that he was at a disadvantage. After all, this person was separated from his father's body. Calling him father was also considered worthy. At this moment, the scene suddenly became calm. No one spoke. At this moment, Lin Yun stood up and wanted to chat with this avatar who looked very similar to his father. But when he wanted to speak, he didn't know how to address him. "Call me Sakura." As if he knew Lin Yun's dilemma, Sakura quickly said to him. "Ha." Hearing Sakura's words, Lin Yun smiled and bowed respectfully. "Greetings, venerable emperor." "Yes, yes." Looking at Lin Yun, Sakura didn't know why, but the blood in his body flowed faster at this moment. His heartbeat also became nervous. "Let's go in and have a seat." Looking at the calm scene, Indra hurriedly called out to the Azura clansmen behind Lin Yun. Yes. Just like this, the group entered the restaurant and found a place to sit down. As for the 7 Shura, they were arranged to sit at the table next to them by Sakura. After finishing all of this, Indra noticed that there was a pair of puzzled eyes staring at him the moment he entered the door. In response, after finishing all of this, he looked over and spoke. "Fellow Taoist. Do you know what's on my face?" No. No. Gu Si, who was asked, felt awkward for a moment. He had just heard that Sakura was Lin Li's doppelganger. However, he was very curious as to why this doppelganger was so awesome. Just the doppelganger's cultivation alone was much stronger than him. "Oh, is that so? Then how should I address you, fellow Taoist? Seeing that your cultivation is in the late stage of divine ancestor, I wonder if you're from a sect, family, or the 9th continent." As for Gu Si, Di Shi Tian still had to investigate her. After all, there was such a powerful existence in Lin Yun's group. He definitely wouldn't foolishly think that this person had followed them from the immortal world. After all, he had just investigated Lin Yun's strength. He was only in the middle stage of the true God realm. At most, he had just entered the divine realm. Therefore, he couldn't help but be vigilant about Lin Yun's danger. At this moment, Lin Yun, who was sitting at the side, saw the doubt and killing intent in Sakura's eyes. He immediately stepped forward and explained, "Overlord, this is my father's friend. He's from the divine sect. His name is Gu Si." "Oh?" Sakura didn't say anything after hearing Lin Yun's words. He knew the name Gu Si. He had heard Lin Rei mention it before. "Oh, right. What are you doing here? The 9th continent has appeared, and it's very chaotic here." With regards to Sakura's question, Lin Yun had absolute trust in him, so he immediately spoke of his plan. 10 minutes later, "Oh, so you want to establish a sect here? The disciples of the Xuanzong sect should all be in the Cloud Pagoda right now, right?" "Hee, that's right. The Sovereign Venerable is indeed my father's clone. He knows everything about my father." "You're right. When I advanced to the Immortal Venerable realm, almost everyone in the sect had reached the Immortal Sovereign realm, but they wanted to follow me. That's why they were unwilling to advance to the Immortal Venerable realm." "Oh. So." Sakura frowned when he heard Lin Yun's words. He really didn't want to hear this news. After all, the disciples were the foundation of the sect. He believed that if Lin Rei heard this, he would have the same thought. Forget it. I'll think of a way to make up for it when this overlord returns." Thinking of this, Sakura had nothing to do, so he said to Lin Yun, "Go ahead and get busy. Anyway, I have nothing to do, so I'll go with you. It just so happens that you have just arrived in the divine realm and you will need help to establish your sect. I can also take this opportunity to protect you. Lin Yun was pleasantly surprised by this news. At the same time, he found it hard to believe. He never expected Sakura to help him establish a sect. But since he said so, why would Lin Yun be polite? In that case, I'll have to thank you, Overlord. Speaking of this, Lin Yun's face was full of smiles, and then he told his detailed plan to Sakura. While they were thinking about how to establish a sect, on the other side, they were going through a life-and-death battle. Halfway up the Ghost Realm's sacred mountain, a group of peak Emperor God-level demonic beasts were fighting with Lin Rei and the other two. Humph, you're all courting death. So many Emperor God-level demonic beasts have already died in my hands and you're still so fearless. Since that's the case, don't blame this overlord. Lin Rei was helpless as he looked at the demonic beasts in front of him. He had been in the sacred mountain for a long time. Basically, he would be attacked by a wave of Emperor God-level demonic beasts every once in a while. During this period, Lin Rei didn't feel tired at all. Instead, he became more excited as he killed. During this period, his cultivation base was also increasing crazily because of the battles. Martial God Stratagem. At this moment, the chaotic dragon spear was erected in the air. Martial God Stratagem was activated and the surrounding air began to compress rapidly. Hundreds, thousands, and even tens of thousands of spear shadows appeared in an instant and rushed toward the demonic beasts. Martial God Stratagem was a large-scale attack spell. Hence, it was perfect for this kind of demonic beasts. Martial God Stratagem was activated and tens of thousands of spear shadows appeared above the demonic beasts in an instant. They started to fall from the sky like arrows. Bam! 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 The spear shadows fell rapidly like rivets at this moment and pinned the demonic beasts to the ground. Although it wasn't 100% successful, it was still 60% to 70% successful. Moreover, Martial God Stratagem had the ability to compress space. Hence, the moment Martial God activated his stratagem, all the demonic beasts within Lin Rei's attack range could only lie on the ground obediently and wait for death to come. It wasn't that they were willing to do so. It was because Martial God Stratagem had compressed space and they couldn't move at all. Hence, they could only watch as they were killed. The battle ended very quickly. Lin Rei alone had killed 2/3 of the demonic beasts. Ha, kid, you're really something. You're so fierce alone. It seems that when you reach my level, I'll be beaten by you. At this time, Xiaofan, who had finished her battle, was covered in blood. In addition to her blood-red feathers, she looked very beautiful. We'll talk about it when the time comes. Anyway, it's still early. Let's talk about it when I've broken through to the ultimate god level. 15, who had also finished his battle, stood obediently behind Lin Rei while the two were talking. Looking at the scene of corpses and blood, Lin Rei was used to it after his trip to the sacred mountain. Chapter 595. In front of us is the place where my divine sense was blocked before. It's lucky that we passed it. If we can't pass it, then, hearing the words of the demonic phoenix, Linley frowned, a nervous look on his face. If what the demonic phoenix said was true, then it would be really troublesome. However, how would he know if he didn't try? Moreover, Lin Rei had a premonition at this moment. He could go up. Alright, since that's the case, let's go up and take a look. No matter what, I'm going up the sacred mountain today. No one can stop me, not even the 3 great ghost kings. At this moment, Lin Rei's words were filled with fierce murderous intent. Xiaofan and 15 nodded in agreement. Looking at the mountain of corpses and the sea of blood on the ground, Lin Rei didn't stay any longer. He immediately led Xiaofan up the mountain. Lin Rei was very close to the place where Xiaofang's divine sense was blocked. After walking for a few minutes, the group arrived at the place where the divine sense was blocked. "Boy, stop. The place in front of us is blocking my divine sense." Lin Rei, who was walking forward, frowned when he heard Xiaofang's words. He stopped and looked ahead awkwardly. "Young master, why don't I go ahead and see if the barrier that Xiaofan mentioned is useful for me? If there's no danger, why don't you go ahead?" Seeing 15 stand up and say this to him, Lin Rei frowned even more. He didn't know if there was any danger ahead. Moreover, Xiaofan said that even he wasn't confident. 15 was only in the monarch god realm. If something really happened to him, what would he do? Lin Rei was very hesitant about this. He didn't want 15 to take this risk, but at the same time, he wanted to know if there was any danger ahead. Lin Rei was in a dilemma. As the saying goes, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Now, Lin Rei's situation was the textbook of this saying. 15, who was standing in front of Lin Rei, saw that Lin Rei hadn't said anything for a long time. He raised his head and saw that Lin Rei had a conflicted look in his eyes. 15 was very grateful for this. Alas! Looking at Lin Rei's appearance, 15 sighed. Without waiting for Lin Rei's response, he turned around and rushed towards the barrier. 15, Lin Rei, who was silent and conflicted, felt 15's aura become restless. He immediately looked up and saw 15 rushing towards the barrier. Immediately, Lin Rei wanted to stop him and screamed. However, it was clearly too late. 15 was very fast, and it was too late to stop him now. As for the demonic phoenix, who had been watching this all this time, she was extremely curious about Linley. However, she didn't say it out loud. At this moment, it would undoubtedly be courting death. At this moment, Lin Rei's eyes were fixed on 15's figure in front of him. His eyes were filled with worry, and his hands were clenched tightly together. Alas! Linley couldn't help but sigh, a look of disappointment appearing on his face. He didn't expect 15 to be so stubborn and determined to do all this for him. Just as Lin Rei couldn't stand it anymore and closed his eyes, Xiaofan, who was standing beside him, exclaimed softly. Then, Lin Rei, who had closed his eyes, opened his eyes again and looked ahead. At that moment, 15 was standing in the distance, completely unscathed. Furthermore, he was smiling and waving at them. How is this possible? Clearly, at this moment, Xiaofan was dumbfounded. Her eyes were filled with disbelief. She couldn't believe that the force that blocked her just now had disappeared. Ha! Ha ha ha! At this moment, he didn't pay attention to the evil phoenix. After seeing that 15 was fine, Linley, who was on tenterhooks, laughed out loud. When no one was paying attention, tears flowed down from the corners of his eyes. Lin Rei, who felt the tears, quickly wiped them away when no one was looking, and quickly recovered his emotions. Let's go. As long as you're fine, as long as you're fine. Seeing that 15 was safe and sound, Lin Rei said to Xiaofan, who was beside him. Then, he activated the dragon subduing step. Instantly, 5 azure dragons appeared under Lin Rei's feet and rushed toward 15. They were so fast that Xiaofan didn't notice that Lin Rei had disappeared from her side. Looking at the happy Lin Rei, Xiaofan shook her head helplessly. Then, she spread her wings and followed Lin Rei. After returning to 15 years ago, Lin Rei, who had landed, the smile on his face disappeared instantly and was replaced by a look of displeasure. I know I was wrong, young master. 15, who had been observing Lin Rei's emotions, quickly bowed and apologized after seeing Lin Rei's current expression. At this moment, Xiaofan also came to Lin Rei's side. Seeing Lin Rei in 15's situation, as an old thing who had lived for hundreds of millions of years, how could she not see Lin Rei's current state of mind? She didn't step forward and just watched Lin Rei and 15 quietly. "You're wrong. You still know? I didn't ask you to go and you went. It seems that my words really don't work." Hearing this, 15 knelt on the ground with a plop and looked at Lin Rei with a look of apology. He had already said that there was no need for 15 to kneel. But now, seeing 15 kneel, the anger in Linley's heart burned even stronger. However, when he thought of what 15 had done just now, he immediately suppressed the anger that rose in his heart. "Get up." He looked at 15. The anger on his face disappeared and was replaced by a helpless look. He stepped forward and helped 15 up. Yes. 15, who was helped up by Lin Rei, still lowered his head as if he had made a mistake. Looking at this, Lin Rei was really helpless. Then, he said, "Today's matter is your fault. You didn't even know if there was danger ahead and you went ahead. As my bodyguard, if you die, who can I find to reason with?" What? Looking at 15's stunned expression, Lin Rei didn't want to say anything more. Then, he instructed him, "Let's forget about this matter. But you have to remember that I have the final say in your life. So, before I die, you can't die, of course." Although the words were a little harsh, after 15 heard Lin Rei's words, his eyes were filled with gratitude and his heart was filled with warmth. You guys. Sometimes, I really don't know if you're master and servant or brother and family." Seeing that Xiaofan was fine, he stepped forward and teased the two of them. "We're comrades in arms and brothers. Although we're not family, we're not family. Young master." Hearing Lin Rei's words, 15 was completely shocked and affected. Although he had heard this sentence before, he had never taken it seriously. But now, he took it seriously. "Okay, there's no need to say any more. Let's go." Lin Rei, who couldn't stand 15's grateful eyes, quickly interrupted everyone's thoughts and rushed forward. Now that they were halfway up the mountain, Lin Rei was determined to get to the top. He wanted to get there as soon as possible. Let's go. Your master is really a weirdo, but he's a good person. Although he's decisive and always has a cold face, he's very good to the people around him. You're lucky to be with him." Seeing Lin Rei leave, Xiaofan said to 15. Then, she spread her wings and chased after Lin Rei. "Yes, I think so too." He agreed with what Xiaofan said just now. So, at this moment, he swore that he would never let Lin Rei encounter a desperate situation in the future. Even if he died, he would die in front of Lin Rei. Whoosh, 15 didn't stay any longer. He turned into a stream of light and rushed to the top of the mountain. Previously, because of the monsters on the way, he must have wasted a lot of time. So, in the following journey, because the spiritual energy in his body was consumed, he didn't stop cultivating. He used pills to replenish his spiritual energy. Just like that, he kept moving forward. Although there were many setbacks on the way, to Xiaofan, who had the sage realm beside her, it was a piece of cake to solve them. Moreover, during this period, Lin Rei cultivated from the early God Emperor realm to the middle God Emperor realm. Lin Rei, who had broken through, had a headache about the difficulty of breaking through, but he had no choice. Who asked him to have so many spiritual roots in his body? There were pros and cons. Heaven was fair. Of course, this was in the eyes of others. But it was different for Lin Rei. After all, he had the system as his backing. 30 years later, time flew by like a white steed. It came and went in a hurry. There were no traces at all. In the blink of an eye, 30 years had passed. At the top of the sacred mountain, 2 people and a fiery red big bird finally reached the top of the mountain. At this moment, the two people and the big bird were full of smiles, especially one of the young men. At this moment, he was so excited that he was crying. Ha ha ha. I, Lin Rei, have finally reached the sacred mountain. Ling, wait for me. Wait for your husband. Your husband will know where you are soon. Wait for me. The two people and the bird were none other than Lin Rei, 15, and Xiaofan. After so many years, he really didn't expect that climbing the sacred mountain would take so many years. Although Lin Rei was hesitant before, the moment he reached the top of the mountain, all the previous unhappiness disappeared at this moment. Congratulations, young master. You will be able to see a young lady soon. At this moment, 15, who was standing to the side, was very excited for Linley. Good. Hearing 15's words, Lin Rei was very happy, especially at this moment. He had never been so happy in so many years. Who dares to behave atrociously in my sacred mountain? Don't you know that this is the place where we, the three ghost kings, enter closed-door cultivation? Which tribe are you from? Tell me your names. Suddenly, just as Lin Rei was feeling excited, a sharp roar was heard. It came from afar. The voice was so loud that Lin Rei, who had become a middle god emperor, couldn't bear it and covered his ears. Amen? This sudden scene caused Linley's gaze to turn towards the source of the sound, his eyes blazing with desire. Chapter 596. Three Great Ghost Kings. Lin Rei's eyes were filled with vigilance when he heard the powerful voice introducing himself. At this moment, his body automatically released the defense of a divine artifact. The Chaos Dragon Spear appeared in Lin Rei's hand the moment the voice sounded, and he gripped it tightly. As for the pain in his ears, he directly shut off his four senses when he felt the terrifying energy, leaving only his divine consciousness. Don't worry, leave the three great ghost kings to me. Hurry up and find the reincarnation mirror you need. At this moment, Xia Feng's voice directly transmitted to Lin Rei's mind. Hearing her words, Lin Rei turned around and nodded at her before retreating. According to rumors, the three great ghost kings had already entered the Sage-to-be realm and were only a step away from the true saint realm. Xia Feng had been in the holy world for a long time. As for Xia Feng's specific level, he did not know. As a cultivator who had not even reached the godly venerable realm, he was not qualified to participate in this kind of battle between Sage-to-be saints. He retreated to the side with 15 and released his divine consciousness to observe Xia Feng's movements. Although he could not see, Lin Rei's divine consciousness and mind power were very powerful for cultivating formations and refining pills. Therefore, he could still observe their battle with his divine consciousness. Young master, why don't I go up and help? When Linley heard the words coming from behind him, he turned around speechlessly and rolled his eyes at 15. Are you stupid? The three great ghost kings are all Sage-to-be and Xia Feng is at the sage realm. What about you? You're only at the peak of the godly monarch realm. Tell me, if you participate in the battle, I don't think I need to say more about the final result. 15 fell silent when he heard this. Yes, they're all saints and I'm only a godly monarch realm. Looking at 15's sudden silence, Lin Rei frowned, thinking that he had said something wrong. He quickly explained, I'm not, you're right, young master. I can't defeat them with my current strength. However, I'll break through the seal as soon as possible and return to my peak. Then, I'll begin to cultivate and break through the saint realm. I'll strive to have enough strength to protect you as soon as possible. Ugh, hearing 15's interruption, Lin Rei's body froze and a happy expression appeared on his face. Lin Rei was very supportive of 15's words. Good. As long as you're happy. Lin Rei said. On the other side, there were only Lin Rei's group of three on the top of the mountain. However, as Lin Rei spoke to 15, three handsome middle-aged men appeared before Xiaofan. However, even though the three middle-aged men were handsome, their faces were gloomy and the aura they exuded was filled with murderous intent. At that moment, they were glaring at Xiaofan as though they were going to kill her. "Humph. Are you the ones who came to disturb our cultivation? Do you know that you will have to pay a painful price for disturbing the cultivation of the three of us? Yes, how bold of you to tell us your tribe's name. Tell us what you're here for and perhaps we'll give you a chance to leave your corpses intact." Lin Rei, who was conversing with 15, released his consciousness the moment he heard these unfamiliar voices. He immediately scanned the three ghost kings. "Humph. Who dares to be so disrespectful to us?" After all, the three of them were ghost kings and each of them had the strength of a half-saint. The moment his consciousness scanned them, the three ghost kings questioned him. Ugh, looking at them with his divine sense, Linley took a step forward and asked the three ghost kings, "Hello, my name is Linley. Today, I came to the sacred mountain to disturb the ghost king's secluded cultivation. I hope you can forgive me. However, I really do have a request." At this moment, the three ghost kings stared at this middle-stage god-emperor cultivator. Seeing how he did not show any signs of fear, they immediately became interested in this person in front of them. "Say it. What do you want?" You're so easy to talk to." Hearing the three ghost kings' question, Lin Rei directly told them the purpose of his visit. "It's like this. This deity's wife and child were killed in the immortal world. But I heard that people who die in the immortal world will directly come to the ghost world of the god world and become ghost cultivators. So, I'm here today to borrow the reincarnation mirror to take a look. I wonder if, you want the reincarnation mirror? Unless we're dead, don't even think about it." Before they finished speaking, the three ghost kings heard Lin Rei say that he was here for the reincarnation mirror in their hands. The three ghost kings, who were originally full of curiosity, immediately became gloomy. They looked at Lin Rei and the others cautiously. Why? Hearing the three ghost kings reject him so decisively, Lin Rei looked at them suspiciously. Why? Don't you know that the reincarnation mirror is a divine item in the ghost world? Opening it requires a huge price. And we don't know you. How can we give you such a sacred item? Looking at the determination in their eyes, Lin Rei knew that it was impossible to borrow the reincarnation mirror openly. The only way left was to do something that Lin Rei didn't like. Then, a voice transmission exploded in Xiaofang's mind. "Let's fight. Fight until they hand over the reincarnation mirror. Of course, if they don't, just kill them." Xiaofan, who had been waiting for this moment for a long time, lifted her head and roared the moment she heard Lin Rei's words. "Awu! Awu!" At this moment, the aura of the sage realm was completely released. Of course, Xiaofan didn't release all of her strength because Xiaofan felt that this little bit of strength was enough to suppress them. What? How is this possible? Sage? Sage realm? No. No, it shouldn't be just a sage. I can feel that her spiritual energy was released through suppression. What? How? How? Who is this guy? Why does he have such a powerful existence by his side? At this moment, after the three ghost kings felt the cultivation released by Xiaofan, their eyes were filled with shock and fear. Their bodies couldn't help but tremble violently after sensing the aura of a sage. At this moment, they finally knew why a cultivator with a middle-stage god-emperor dared to come here. How about it? Do you want me to do it, or do you want to take out the reincarnation mirror yourselves? Of course, I don't want you to take out the reincarnation mirror, because I can kill you directly if you do. You. After hearing Xiaofang's words, the three ghost kings, who were standing not far away, were full of anger, but there was a hint of helplessness in their eyes. Since that's the case, don't blame me. When the evil phoenix saw how hesitant the three people were, it didn't wait any longer. It spread its wings and flew into the sky. The instant it was in the air, it spread its wings and 2 fireballs shot out of its wings. It shot towards the 3 ghost kings with lightning speed. Xiaofang's attack was so sudden that the 3 ghost kings reacted the moment they felt a wave of heat coming towards them. Lin Rei, who had been observing with his divine sense, sighed in his heart. Facing such an attack, not to mention responding, it was already very lucky to not die under it. The moment the 3 ghost kings felt Xiaofang's attack, they stood side by side and operated their cultivation techniques at the same time. The cultivation of a half-sage was completely released at this moment. Under the urgent situation, the 3 of them hurriedly condensed a giant palm together to block in front of them. It could only be said that the timing was just right. The moment the giant palm appeared, Xiaofang's 2 fireballs arrived. Pang! A loud sound was heard. Kacha! 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 After a loud sound, it was accompanied by the sound of something breaking. The sound of breaking became louder and louder, and the 2 fireballs were still confronting the giant palm. How is this possible? At this moment, hearing the sound of breaking, the 3 ghost kings hurriedly looked at the giant palm they had condensed. They saw that the giant palm was full of cracks, and it looked like it was going to break at any time. Seeing that their attack couldn't even resist one move of the opponent, the 3 ghost kings were deeply shocked. Their eyes were full of shock and fear, but they didn't give up. Although they weren't a match for the opponent, they didn't give up transmitting energy to the giant palm to maintain its power. How dare the light of a grain of rice compete with the brilliance of the moon? Break for me! At this moment, Xiaofan, who was flying in the air, looked at the 3 ghost kings. They knew that their strength wasn't enough, but they were still resisting and wasting time. Suddenly, Xiaofan became angry. Then, 2 fireballs rushed out. The speed was so fast that the 3 ghost kings, who were still resisting the first move, couldn't dodge, let alone have the chance to escape. Pang! The moment the 2 fireballs collided with the giant palm, a kacha sound was heard. The giant palm didn't have the slightest resistance at this moment. It shattered directly, and turned into traces of energy and disappeared in the air. Pang! 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 3 muffled sounds were heard. After the 4 fireballs shattered the giant palm, they directly hit the 3 ghost kings. The 3 ghost kings, who were inferior in strength, were directly sent flying by the fireballs. The 3 ghost kings, who were sent flying in the air, flew backward in a parabola in the air. Plop! 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 Pft! 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 The moment the 3 ghost kings landed on the ground, they spat out mouthfuls of blood at the same time. Their faces turned pale. At this moment, Lin Rei and 15, who were watching from afar, were stunned. This battle was too fast. The 3 ghost kings were defeated in just 2 moves. Chapter 597. F***ck, Strength is Strength. You're really something. Looking at the 3 ghost kings who had lost their fighting strength, Lin Rei used his divine sense as his eyes and came to Xiaofang's side. He looked at the 3 ghost kings lying not far away with a smile on his face. Humph, humph. Humph. Seeing Lin Rei's smile, the 3 ghost kings snorted at him and turned their faces away. At this moment, they were very unwilling to see Lin Rei's smile, as well as Lin Rei and the others. Looking at them, Lin Rei walked towards them step by step. When Xiaofan saw Lin Rei's actions, she was afraid that something would happen to him and quickly followed him. Of course, 15 followed closely behind Lin Rei. Step by step, he came in front of the 3 ghost kings. Lin Rei said to them in a low voice, I've said before that I'm just borrowing it to see where my wife and child are. I don't really want your things. Now, you don't have to borrow it. Just give it to me. At this moment, Lin Rei's attitude was very tough. It was completely different from his previous attitude. The three Ghost Kings regretted it. If they had known this would happen, they would have agreed. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. So it was too late for regrets. Linley, who had reached out to take it, saw the hesitant looks on their faces. His originally gloomy face grew even gloomier. It is your honor that I asked you for it. Do you really think that I don't have any other options? Just then, a thought suddenly flashed through his mind. Immediately, Linley retrieved a soul-controlling pill from his spatial ring, as well as the two remaining talismans of life and death. If he didn't subdue these three ready-made fighters in front of him, wouldn't that be a waste? He was most afraid of wasting. Moreover, his motto had always been that it was shameful to waste. What are you doing? I'm telling you, don't mess around. Hee. Seeing the fear in their eyes, Lin Rei enjoyed it very much. The thought of having three quasi-sage cultivators made him very excited. Don't worry. Since you don't want to take it out, I won't force you. I'll do it myself. After saying that, Lin Rei gestured to Xiaofan, who was next to him. After being with Lin Rei for a long time, Xiaofan understood what he meant. She immediately released her cultivation and fixed the three Ghost Kings on the ground, making them unable to move. Hee. Looking at Xiaofang's actions, Lin Rei smiled and nodded. Then, he squatted down in front of the three Ghost Kings. Tell me, why do you have to do this? How nice it was for you to give it to me. Now, you have to force me. Looking at them, Lin Rei didn't hesitate. He took out the mind-controlling pill and went to one of the Ghost Kings. He stretched out his hand and pried open the Ghost King's chin. Hee. What are you doing? Swoosh. Just as the Ghost King's eyes were filled with terror and he was about to speak, a black shadow suddenly shot out from Linley's hand. With a gulp, a black shadow directly entered his throat and finally into his stomach. The pill melted in his mouth, and the moment it entered his stomach, the pill dissolved and the medicinal effect spread throughout his body. You gave me, what did you give me? At this moment, Linley had already let go of the Ghost King's chin. The moment he let go of him, a roar of doubt came out of his mouth. Hee, it's nothing. It's just something that can make you obedient. Don't worry, it won't do you any harm. After speaking, Lin Rei retreated to one side and waited for the medicinal effect to spread. At this moment, he wasn't sure if this pill would work on a sage. Moreover, he had only used this pill on people with low cultivation. It was the first time he had used it on someone of such a high level. And 15, who had been standing beside him, knew what the pill was when he saw Lin Rei take it out. After all, he had helped him control people before. Boy, what are you holding? Hearing Xiaofang's words, Lin Rei turned to look at her in shock and whispered, this is a type of pill that can control cultivators. It tastes very sweet. Do you want to eat it? Damn you. Xiaofan, who had a curious look on her face, instantly took a few steps back after hearing the effects of this pill. She was very frightened. Damn, why does this boy have all these strange things on him? He even has this kind of pill. Hee. Seeing the look on Evil Phoenix's face, Linley chuckled. Don't worry. I won't use it on you. In addition, I don't know if this pill will be able to control him or not, so I'll have to wait a while and see how he reacts. With that, Lin Rei quickly turned his head and released his divine sense to observe the situation of the Ghost King who had swallowed the soul control pill. And out of curiosity, Xiaofan also looked up. In her previous life, people used spells to control people. It was her first time seeing this kind of pill control, so she was very curious. Of course, other than curiosity, there was also a small thought. That was, if this pill worked well, she would ask for a few to use. Time passed slowly. Lin Rei, who had been using his divine sense to observe the Ghost King, frowned. So much time had passed, but the Ghost King who had swallowed the soul control pill was still very clear at this moment. Lin Rei began to suspect that his pill had expired, or that he could not control such a powerful existence at all. Time passed again. Lin Rei and the others, who had been waiting, saw that it was useless and were about to give up. But at this moment, just as they were about to give up, the Ghost King who had swallowed the soul control pill started to have a confused look in his eyes. There's a chance? After noticing the Ghost King's abnormality at this moment, his heart immediately lit up with hope. He continued to observe. Although he was puzzled by the time that had passed, as long as he could control the Ghost King, he was relieved. The Ghost King's eyes became more and more confused until finally, he was completely lost. However, at the moment when he was lost, his eyes became clear at this moment. Seeing this, Lin Rei was certain that this Ghost King was already one of his people. What's going on? Is this a success or not? At this moment, Xiaofan, who had been observing this all this time, asked anxiously when she saw Lin Rei's smile. Sensing Xiaofang's excitement, Lin Rei smiled at her and said, "Yes, it's a success. You'll know when you let him go." Hearing this, a trace of hesitation flashed across Xiaofang's eyes. It was not that she did not want to, but with Lin Rei here, she was afraid that if it didn't work, it would be disastrous. "It's fine, let him go." Sensing that Xiaofan had not moved, Lin Rei sensed Xiaofang's worry. He gave her a reassuring smile and repeated what he had said before. "Sigh, okay." Seeing that Lin Rei was so confident, Xiaofan felt helpless. She had no choice but to follow Lin Rei's instructions and retract the cultivation that was suppressing the Ghost King. Whoosh! At this moment, the Ghost King lying on the ground felt his cultivation being suppressed disappear and instantly stood up from the ground. Sensing the Ghost King's actions, Xiaofan did not say anything and immediately walked in front of Lin Rei to protect him in case anything happened. Seeing Xiaofang's actions, Lin Rei felt a warmth in his heart. If this had happened when he first met her, Lin Rei believed that she would not have done this. With a plop, just as Xiaofan was nervous and worried that Lin Rei would be in danger, the Ghost King, who had stood up, walked to Lin Rei's side and knelt down, kowtowing to Lin Rei. "I, Ghostly, one of the 3 Ghost Kings, greet Master." As soon as this scene appeared, the 2 Ghost Kings next to him froze in place. As for Evil Phoenix, who had been afraid that Linley would be in danger, she also froze in place. Seeing their stunned expressions, Lin Rei said to the kneeling Ghostly, "Get up." "Yes, Master." Hearing Linley's order, Ghostly immediately stood up from the ground and went behind Linley. He stood there obediently, not moving at all. When he looked at Linley, his eyes were filled with respect. Seeing such an obedient Ghostly, Xiaofan was shocked. At this moment, her desire for the soul-controlling pill was even stronger. Seeing that the first Ghost King had succeeded, Lin Rei did not think much and walked to the other 2 Ghost Kings. You, what do you want?" "Yes, the reincarnation mirror." "I'll give you the reincarnation mirror. I'll give you everything. As long as you don't make me become like him, I beg you." At this moment, the 2 Ghost Kings were scared out of their wits. They did not expect this middle god emperor brat to have such a terrifying item. At this moment, they deeply experienced the feeling of regret. Seeing them begging for mercy, Lin Rei ignored them and took out a life and death talisman. In an instant, Lin Rei quickly formed hand seals. His hand speed became faster and faster. At this moment, Xiaofan was even more shocked. At the beginning, she could still keep up with Lin Rei's speed, but as Lin Rei's hand speed became faster and faster, even she, who was in the Saint realm, could not see clearly. Life and death talisman. Life and death, I decide. In an instant, Lin Rei's hand touched the forehead of one of the ghost kings. Immediately, an indistinct array flashed. Life and death talisman, complete. Who, seeing that the life and death talisman was successfully implanted, Lin Rei took a few deep breaths and then stared nervously at the ghost king. He nodded to Xiaofan. Understanding the meaning, Xiaofan immediately withdrew the suppressive force from the ghost king. After what happened just now, she was relieved. With a pu tong, the suppressive force disappeared. Like the previous ghost king, the ghost king knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Lin Rei. I, one of the three ghost kings, Gue Hun, greet master. Chapter 598. Alright, get up. Seeing the success of his first attempt and the success of his second attempt, Lin Li began his third attempt. This time, he was much faster than the first attempt. After all, with the experience of the first attempt, he didn't feel as unfamiliar as the first time. Plop. The third ghost king was subdued by Lin Rei using the talisman of life and death. I, ghost reign of the ghost realm, greet master. Ha! Seeing the three ghost kings chatting, a happy smile appeared on Lin Li's face. With them by his side, even if Evil Phoenix left, he would have the ability to roam the deity realm freely. Alright. Get up, ghost reign. Yes, master. Looking at the three of them, Lin Li was no longer as courteous as before. He stretched out his hand and said, "Hand over the mirror of samsara." This time, the three ghost kings didn't hesitate. After hearing Lin Li's order, one of the ghost kings stretched out his hand. A very simple mirror with a bronze mirror in the middle and runes that Lin Li couldn't understand instantly appeared in the ghost king's hand. Master, this is the reincarnation mirror. Goddess Hutu left it behind. She said that you can see the past, present, and future. Staring at the mirror in front of him, Lin Li instantly began to cry tears of joy, and his eyes began to moisten. I've finally done it. I can finally save you. Wait for me, Lin Li, who was roaring excitedly in his heart, hurriedly took over the reincarnation mirror and gently stroked the mirror where he could find his wife and child. Reincarnation mirror, reincarnation mirror. As long as you help me find my wife and child, I will definitely treat you well. Aren't you disgusting? You told a mirror to treat it well. Why? Do you want to have sex with it? Ugh, right at this moment, just as Lin Li was in the midst of his excitement, the system's voice rang out. Instantly, Lin Li froze on the spot. Give it to me. I'll help you figure out how to activate it. I'll inform you when I'm done with my analysis. Hearing this, the stunned Lin Rei nodded excitedly. Okay, take it. But you have to be quick, Seeing Lin Rei stuttering, the system chuckled and said, Alright, I know you're anxious to see your wife, so don't worry. I'll do my best, but you have to know that this is something from the desolate age. It might be a little troublesome to crack it, so you have to be patient. Hearing the system's words, Lin Rei nodded and agreed, Don't worry, since the reincarnation mirror is already in my hands, why can't I wait? As long as I can find my wife and child, I can wait as long as it takes. Looking at Lin Rei, the system nodded and then disappeared. As for the reincarnation mirror, it also disappeared when the system disappeared. Brat? Kid? Just as Chen Dan was in a daze talking to the system, Xiaofang's voice sounded. Just as Lin Rei finished talking to the system and heard Xiaofang's call, Lin Rei quickly withdrew from his consciousness and returned to reality. Kid? Are you okay? Kid? After returning to reality, Lin Rei heard Xiaofang's call. Then, Lin Rei responded, "What's wrong? Why are you looking for me?" Lin Rei didn't understand Xiaofang's words. He didn't know what Xiaofang wanted at this moment. "You scared me to death." Xiaofang, who had been calling for Lin Rei, heard Lin Rei's reply and revealed a relaxed smile. "What's wrong? Why are you looking for me?" Looking at Xiaofang, Lin Rei asked gently. Do you still have the soul domination pill? I want. You know. Lin Rei released his divine sense and felt a little better. Xiaofang's cheeky appearance at this moment stunned him for a moment. He thought about how he used the soul domination pill to control people just now. Suddenly, Lin Rei knew what Xiaofang was thinking. "Oh, it's not impossible for you to want the soul domination pill, but what good things do you have to give me?" Lin Rei's words stunned Xiaofang for a moment. She didn't expect Lin Rei's words at this time. However, since Lin Rei said so, she wouldn't be stingy. After all, the two of them had a transactional relationship. After coming back to her senses, Xiaofang began to ponder in her mind. What should she give him? Just as Xiaofang was searching her memory, the name of a cultivation technique suddenly appeared at this moment. Tisk. Looking at that cultivation technique, Xiaofang hesitated. Sigh, should I use this cultivation technique to exchange for it? Phoenix Dance of the Nine Heavens. After pondering for a while, Xiaofang thought about the effects of the soul domination pill. Then, her eyes became determined. She stopped thinking about it and looked at Lin Rei. Then, she said to him, "Kid, consider yourself lucky." As she said that, a red beam of light rushed out from Xiaofang's mouth. Then, it rushed towards Lin Rei's forehead. When Lin Rei felt a wave of energy rushing towards him, Lin Rei instinctively wanted to block it. "Don't move, this is for you." Suddenly, just as he was about to block it, Xiaofang's voice sounded at this moment. "Okay." Lin Rei could still trust Xiaofang. Then, he gave up on blocking it and allowed the energy to rush into his heart. Boom! The moment the energy entered his forehead, it exploded. A wave of memories that didn't belong to him appeared. This is the origin cultivation technique of the Phoenix tribe, Nine Heavens Dance of the Phoenix. Its power shouldn't be underestimated. You have an extraordinary flame. I believe that your cultivation will definitely be smooth sailing. While Lin Rei was searching for memories that didn't belong to him, Xiaofang's voice suddenly sounded in his ears. Lin Rei was shocked. The origin cultivation technique of the Phoenix tribe. Just this point alone was worth it to exchange for his soul domination pill. Great! Seeing that she took out such a powerful item, Lin Rei was not inferior to her. Linley naturally wasn't that far off. Furthermore, even if she didn't give him anything, Linley was planning to give her the soul-controlling pill. Here, there are 500 soul domination pills. You have seen its function. I believe you know it. As he spoke, a storage ring was directly placed in front of Xiaofang. Compared to 500 soul domination pills, Lin Rei valued the Nine Heavens Dance of the Phoenix more. Hiss! At this moment, after hearing Lin Rei's words, Xiaofang suddenly sucked in a breath of cold air. Her face was filled with shock. 500. Looking at the storage ring with 500 soul domination pills in front of her, Xiaofang opened her mouth excitedly. With a gentle suck, the storage ring was directly sucked into her mouth. Kid, you're not bad. After I've helped you complete your 3 wishes, I'll be leaving. As for my son, you can keep him. Although his strength isn't enough now and he still needs you to nurture him, when he grows up, he will definitely be a great assistant to you. Okay. After hearing Xiaofang's words, Lin Rui nodded and fell silent. Regarding Xiaofang's departure, Lin Rui actually didn't agree. After all, she was alone. He didn't want to see Xiaofan throw an egg against a rock and die for nothing. After all, it was no longer the desolation era and she had been imprisoned for so many years. At this moment, she didn't even know how the heavenly court had developed. If she acted rashly, the end result would be obvious. Can I not go? This sudden sentence stunned Xiaofan on the spot. She looked at Lin Rui with a strange gaze. I know you want to enter the saints' world and take revenge on the celestial emperor, but have you thought about how strong the heavenly court is now? Do you know how strong the celestial emperor is? Also, there are Tao ancestors above the celestial emperor. Do you think you're stronger than a Tao ancestor? Huh. She was a little surprised by Lin Rui's words. However, the determination in Xiaofang's eyes didn't change. Huh. Looking at Linley, demonic phoenix laughed. I know you are worried. Although I don't know how strong they are, I will definitely kill them. So, there's no need for you to try and persuade me otherwise. Sigh. Seeing how determined Xiaofan was, Lin Rui didn't say anything. Everyone had their own fate. Since this was her own decision, it wasn't appropriate for him to say anything. Alright. Since you want to go, don't be rash when you reach the holy world. Cultivate your own force first. Once your force is established and you feel that you can resist the heavenly court, then you can act. Or, wait for me. When I reach the holy world, we will discuss it again. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Lin Rui, who was talking, suddenly heard Xiaofang's voice. Immediately, Lin Rui released his divine sense and looked at her. Alright, alright. You are really long-winded. If I didn't know you, I would really think that you are a very kind and silly boy who worries about others all the time. Hearing this, Lin Rui fell silent and didn't say anything. Since she had said this, there was no point in saying anything more. The scene fell silent. The three ghost kings stood behind him. After Lin Rui and Xiaofan finished their conversation, he sat on the ground and began to study the phoenix dances in the ninth heaven in his mind. Seeing Lin Rui cultivate, Xiaofan and 15 also began to cultivate. Time passed slowly. Lin Rui, who didn't receive the system notification, continued to cultivate. After an unknown period of time, Lin Rui began to wake up when he didn't have any progress in his cultivation. Tisk, why haven't I made any progress after cultivating for such a long time? Thinking that he hadn't made any progress after cultivating for so many years, suddenly Lin Rui panicked and his eyes were filled with doubt. In the past, as long as he cultivated, there would be signs of his cultivation increasing. Although it was very slow, it was still in a state of growth. But now, after cultivating for such a long time, there was no growth at all. Kid, come to the system when you wake up. Just when Lin Rui was frustrated that his cultivation wasn't increasing, the system's voice sounded. Alright, wait for me. He didn't know how long he had waited for this voice. Now that it appeared, how could he not be excited? Then, ignoring the people around him, he entered the system with a thought. Chapter 599. You're here. Yes. Lin Rui couldn't calm down after hearing the system's words. He wanted to know about the reincarnation mirror. How is it, reincarnation mirror? Huh. The system chuckled and said, as expected, I've analyzed the reincarnation mirror. It's very simple to activate it. As long as you have the spiritual energy to activate it, it will operate on its own. It's that simple? It's that simple. Looking at the stunned Lin Rei, the system said in a normal tone. Alright, give it to me. After knowing how to activate the reincarnation mirror, Lin Rei didn't want to wait any longer. After waiting for so many years, he couldn't wait any longer. Of course, I'll give it to you. However, the reincarnation mirror is too powerful. So, after it's activated, as long as you ask what you want to ask, give it to me immediately. At this point, the system sounded very nervous. Without waiting for Lin Rei's response, the system continued, now that the 3 ghost kings have been subdued by you, if this reincarnation mirror is placed in the sacred mountain, I'm afraid that those with ulterior motives will come and snatch it. When that happens, it will be out of control. So, why not leave it with me? Listening to the system's righteous words, in the end, it still wanted the reincarnation mirror. In this regard, Lin Rei didn't decline. After all, he didn't need it. As long as he found his wife and children, the reincarnation mirror would be useless to him. Alright, do whatever you want. This thing is useless to me. I just want to use it to find my wife and children. As for the rest, you can do as you deem fit. Hearing this, the system responded with an okay. A moment ago, there was nothing in front of him. But in the next moment, the reincarnation mirror appeared and floated in the air. Go! Without responding to the system, Lin Rei directly exited the space and returned to the peak of the sacred mountain. After returning to reality, Lin Rei saw that the people around him hadn't woken up yet. Then, Lin Rei's body flashed and he arrived at a deserted place not far away. Phew! He let out a long sigh and tensed up. Ling, wait for your husband. Your husband will come and save you now. With that, Lin Rei spread out his hand, and the reincarnation mirror instantly appeared and was placed in the air. Reincarnation mirror, oh reincarnation mirror. I hope you don't disappoint me. Otherwise, I'll definitely destroy you. At this moment, Lin Li was both nervous and afraid. He was nervous because he was about to see his wife and child. He was afraid because he was afraid that everything he had done would be for naught in the end and turn into nothingness. Moreover, he himself did not believe in this kind of thing. If it were not for the little dragon's certainty at that time, he would not have done this, let alone come to the world of spirits and souls. Wang, perhaps it sensed Lin Li's desire to destroy it, but at this moment, the mirror of samsara began to tremble violently. Lin Rei did not have a chance to react to the reincarnation mirror's reaction. In an instant, Lin Rei took out all the spiritual stones in his storage ring. No matter if it was lower, middle, upper, or top grade, they were all moved by Lin Rei to the bottom of the reincarnation mirror. At this moment, the spiritual stones that Lin Rei took out were like towering mountains. However, the difference was that the spiritual stone mountain range was colorful and stood erect under the reincarnation mirror beautifully. If people from the world of gods or immortals saw this spiritual stone mountain range, they would definitely be shocked. One had to know that this spiritual stone mountain range alone was more than all the sects in the immortal world combined. It was the same even in the world of gods. Some of these spiritual stones were plundered by him when he slaughtered the Qianquan sect and the empire. However, most of them were obtained by his younger brother when he was the head of a trading company in the immortal world. Although Lin Rei was more or less heartbroken to take out all the spiritual stones, in order to save his wife and child, he would not hesitate to take out all the resources he had. The moment the spiritual stone mountain range appeared, the surrounding ghostly aura and cold aura were all blocked out by the spiritual energy. The rich spiritual energy filled the entire peak of the sacred mountain. The 3 ghost kings, 15, and Xiaofan who were in the midst of cultivation all stopped cultivating the moment they felt the immense spiritual energy. They stood up immediately. With doubts and deep feelings, they searched for the source of the spiritual energy. Kid, young master. When everyone came close to the source of the spiritual energy, Lin Rei's figure appeared in front of everyone. "Ha, you guys are here." Sensing the aura of the people behind him, Lin Li didn't turn his head. He smiled at them and said, "Since you're here, protect me. Remember, at this time, you must be careful. Don't disturb the opening of the reincarnation mirror." Yes, don't worry." Swish swish swish. Upon hearing Lin Rei's instructions, everyone gathered around the reincarnation mirror. They looked solemn and released their cultivation to protect it. Looking at everyone, Lin Rei was grateful. Then, he turned serious and formed seals with both hands. Wang, at this moment, the reincarnation mirror that was activated by Lin Rei started to devour the spiritual stone mountain range below like a bottomless pit. SSS, although the people around him were protecting him, they could still sense what was going on at the moment. When they felt the devouring ability of the reincarnation mirror, everyone was shocked. I hope it will be as I wish. Ling, you must wait for me." At this moment, looking at the reincarnation mirror, Lin Rei could not help but pray. He hoped for success this time. "Ao Wu, Mn." The sudden roar of a beast made Lin Rei frown. He did not expect that a demonic beast would come at this critical juncture. Ge. Nevertheless, what Lin Rei did not expect was that it wasn't just the roar of a beast. Following the roar, there were also many gloomy and ghostly cries. Feeling this, Lin Rei and the others became nervous and alert. This reverend is waiting here for his wife and children to revive. If you don't wish to die, then come at me. This reverend guarantees that you won't be able to return. Towards this, Lin Rei roared with the cultivation of a middle-stage god-emperor. With the peak of the sacred mountain as the base, it spread out in all directions. He believed that all living beings within a radius of 500,000 kilometers could hear his voice. Thus, unless those who did not care about their lives came to make trouble, everyone in the ghost world would stop. Of course, the heavens did not fulfill one's wish. Some people generally like to do the opposite. They chose to ignore Lin Rei's words. At this moment, 300,000 kilometers away from the sacred mountain, a middle-aged man wearing a blood-red robe with red eyes and white skin was full of killing intent. If other people in the ghost world were here, they would know that this person was one of the few ghost kings in the ghost world other than the three great ghost kings, Hua Wu. Hua Wu was one of the strongest existences in the ghost world other than the three great ghost kings. Lin Rei did not know that the moment he opened the reincarnation mirror, the entire ghost world shook because of it. After all, the reincarnation mirror was left behind by Ho Tu, one of the 12 ancestral shamans in the Great Desolate Era when he created the ghost world. After so many years of subtle influence, the reincarnation mirror had long become one with the ghost world. Thus, the moment the reincarnation mirror was opened, the entire ghost world shook because of it. Of course, part of the forces in the ghost world rebelled because of the spiritual energy emitted from the peak of the sacred mountain, which was caused by the spiritual stone mountain. At this moment, Hua Wu looked in the direction of the sacred mountain. He could not help but sneer. After waiting for so many years, it's finally here. Ghostly, you have been in that position for too long. It's time for a change. With that, Hua Wu turned into a black gas and rushed towards the sacred mountain. His speed was so fast that he reached 10,000 meters in an instant. At this moment, the demonic beasts from the foot of the sacred mountain had been killed by Lin Rei and the others. Thus, those demonic beasts and the ghost soldiers of the ghost world were crazily rushing towards the peak of the sacred mountain as fast as they could. "Young master, what should we do?" At this moment, everyone on the peak of the sacred mountain felt all the strange movements around them. 15 hurriedly turned around and asked Lin Rei for advice with a serious expression. Lin Rei heard 15's words. At the same time, he also felt the commotion around them. "What should we do?" I've said before that I'll kill anyone who stands in my way. No matter who it is, as long as they dare to stop me from saving my wife and children, they should all be killed. Hearing this, 15 nodded and said to Evil Phoenix, let's go. The young master said that no matter who it is, if anyone dares to come forward, we will kill them. Got it. Hearing Lin Rei's words from 15, Xiaofan nodded. The murderous intent in her eyes shot out instantly. She spread her wings and flew down the mountain. Seeing Xiaofang's actions, 15 did not hesitate and released his cultivation to follow her. As for the 3 ghost kings, they followed Xiaofan down the mountain. At this moment, only Lin Rei and the mirror of reincarnation that was absorbing spirit energy were left on the mountain. Sigh. I've told you before that it's very dangerous to activate the mirror of reincarnation. This mirror of reincarnation belongs to the world of spirits and souls. Are you doing this? At this moment, Lin Rei, who was filled with murderous intent, said. Hearing the system's words, Lin Rei interrupted it rudely. All right, I know. However, I want to find my wife and children. If there's anyone who stands in my way, I'll kill them. Anyone who stands in my way, I'll kill them. Sigh. At this moment, hearing Lin Rei's words, which were filled with murderous intent, the system sighed and retreated. Sensing that the system had retreated, Lin Rei did not make a sound. Then, he waited quietly in front of the mirror of reincarnation. His divine sense blocked every move of the mirror of reincarnation. Wait for me. I'll know where you are soon. Wait for me. At this moment, the mountaintop was silent. At this moment, the largest battle in the history of the world of spirits and souls had completely broken out on the mountainside. At this moment, it was not just the demonic beasts. Even the ghost soldiers of the world of spirits and souls seemed to be charging towards the mountaintop. Their eyes were red as if something had affected their minds. Chapter 600. Xiaofan, 15, and the 3 ghost kings did not hold back at all. Except for 15, who was a late-stage monarch god, the others were all sages and half-sages. With such a team, who else in the ghost world could be their match? Everyone, don't hold back. If we don't stop them and let them go up, we will be in trouble if they destroy a young lady's resurrection. 15 reminded Xiaofan and the others worriedly when he saw more and more demonic beasts and ghost soldiers. Okay, I know. I didn't expect to encounter such a huge battle after so many years. But I like it. At that moment, the evil phoenix was like the god of death. It had an evil smile on its face. Then, it flapped its wings and instantly, hundreds and thousands of demonic beasts and ghost soldiers turned into ashes. Not only Xiaofan, but the 3 ghost kings were the same. After all, they had the strength of a half-sage. They could kill hundreds and thousands of people with a wave of their hands. 15 was relieved. A bunch of boors. At this moment, when 15 and the others were fighting with the demonic beasts and ghost soldiers, a wisp of black gas floated past them without being noticed. This wisp of black gas was none other than Huawu. Huawu sneered when he saw the battlefield. Then, he quickly rushed to the top of the mountain. At this moment, no one noticed Huawu's trace. Just like this, Huawu smoothly reached the top of the mountain. The moment he reached the top of the mountain, Huawu saw Lin Rei staring at a mirror. He sneered. And then, without anyone noticing, he floated towards Linli. However, what Huawu didn't know was that although Linli, who had been blinded, couldn't see, he hadn't retracted his divine sense. Thus, how could Linli not sense the sudden appearance of the black smoke? Sensing the black smoke coming at him, Linli's heart was filled with rage. It rushed into his mind. Linli, who had been relatively clear-headed, felt the killing intent emanating from the black smoke, and his heart was filled with killing intent. Whoosh! Seeing that the black gas was about to reach Linley, the Chaos Dragon Spear appeared without any warning. Then, Linley turned around and took 2 steps towards the black gas. The Chaos Dragon Spear in his hand pierced through the black gas and stabbed into the ground. It was so fast that the black gas didn't even have time to react before it was stabbed. Ah! The instant Linley's Chaos Dragon Spear pierced through the black gas, a miserable cry rang out. Following that, a person dressed in blood-red clothes appeared not too far away. At this moment, there was a hole in the man's chest where the spear had pierced through. Blood gushed out like a fountain. If the man hadn't dealt with it in time, Lin Rei wouldn't have needed to do anything. The man would have bled to death. I'm only teaching you a lesson this time. If you take another step forward, don't blame me for being impolite. At this moment, at such a critical moment, Lin Rei didn't want to be too far away from the reincarnation mirror. He didn't want anything to go wrong. Hee, ha ha ha. The moment Lin Rei said those words, Hua Wu laughed out loud. But Hua Wu was still clutching his chest because of the pain. Brat, you are merely a middle-stage god emperor. How dare you be so impudent in front of me? Do you know that I am the ghost king of the ghost world, Hua Wu? You, scram. Lin Rei didn't have the chance to deal with this long-winded person. He directly said the word scram, before turning around and continuing to block the reincarnation mirror with his divine sense. You, how dare you? At this moment, Hua Wu was infuriated. This was the first time he met such an arrogant person. How could he, who had always been in a high position, endure such humiliation? Humph, die for this seat. Hua Wu, who was originally filled with killing intent, wanted to kill this person in front of him even more. Following that, a weapon similar to the Ame Piercer appeared. He charged towards Lin Rei with his powerful cultivation. His speed was as fast as lightning. In addition to Hua Wu's thunderous aura, anyone would be afraid of him. However, no matter how much he thought about it, what he didn't consider was that Linley himself was someone who feared nothing and did everything based on his heart. Why would he be afraid of him? Since you want to die, don't blame this seat. Seeing this person seeking death, Lin Rei didn't give him any chance. Even if the other party was a ghost king from the ghost world, Lin Rei didn't care. The 3 great ghost kings were his protectors, much less a mere ghost king. Using his divine sense to probe the incoming ghost king Hua Wu, Lin Rei raised the primal chaos dragon spear and activated the martial god stratagem. Amen? What is going on? Under the effect of the martial god stratagem, Hua Wu, who was flying towards Lin Rei, stopped at his original position. He couldn't move forward at all. At this moment, Hua Wu, who was stopped in midair by the martial god stratagem, looked at Lin Rei in shock and confusion. Humph, this seat said before that this seat has something important to do here. But you blind idiots just had to come and cause trouble. Since that's the case, then let's do it here. As he spoke, Linley took a step forward, and his body instantly disappeared from where he was. When he reappeared, he was already in front of Hua Wu. This time, Lin Rei didn't kill him directly. Instead, he put away the primal chaos dragon spear and punched an inch below Hua Wu's navel. Pang! It was the sound of something breaking. At this moment, it spread throughout the entire holy mountain. Ah! Shortly after, Wu Hua's hysterical screams echoed throughout the sacred mountain. You actually broke this seat's Dan palace. You bastard, you. Feeling his Dan palace empty, Hua Wu's eyes turned red. In addition to his blood-red clothes, he looked like a beast. As for Hua Wu's scream, Lin Rei acted as if he didn't hear it. Then, he punched Hua Wu's face. Pang! 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 Ah! The next scene was the bloodiest one. Lin Rei punched Hua Wu's body with hatred and killing intent. For a cultivator whose physical body had reached the middle stage of the god realm, just one punch was enough to destroy a planet. Now, one punch after another landed on Hua Wu's body. It wasn't hard to imagine what kind of state Hua Wu was in. His internal organs were shattered, his bones were broken, and his chin was smashed by Lin Rei's punch. Now, Hua Wu couldn't even scream. After a series of chaotic punches, one of the Ghost Kings, Wu Hua, has already fainted. After all, he's a Ghost King. In the God realm, he's a hierarch. Lin Li doesn't believe that he'll die from a few punches. Looking at Hua Wu, who was beyond recognition, Lin Rei's eyes were filled with disdain. Carrying Hua Wu, Lin Rei came to the entrance of the holy mountain. Looking at the scene of war, Lin Rei's eyes were cold. Then, he looked at Hua Wu, who was in his hands. "Humph, you should find a place to die." After saying that, Lin Rei looked down. Holding Hua Wu's hand, he threw him down. Instantly, Hua Wu turned into a ray of light and was thrown down from the holy mountain by Lin Rei. Wang! Wang! Just as Lin Li finished doing all this, the mirror of samsara floating above the spirit stone mountains behind him began to tremble violently. Whoosh! A beam of light shot up from the reincarnation mirror to the heavens. "Quick, Lin Rei, ask the reincarnation mirror where your wife is." At this moment, the system's urgent voice sounded. Hearing this, Lin Rei didn't say a word. He stepped in front of the reincarnation mirror and asked excitedly. "Reincarnation. Reincarnation mirror, can you tell me where my wife and child are?" At this moment, the one who spoke was Lin Rei. His voice was choked with emotion. He wasn't crying, but he was so excited that he cried tears of joy. At this moment, it was as if he could see his wife come back to life and stand in front of him. "Your wife?" Suddenly, a loud and clear voice rang out, spreading to the surroundings. Every living being on the sacred mountain heard it. "Yes. It's activated. It's activated." At this moment, when 15 and Xiaofan heard this voice, they knew that the reincarnation mirror was activated. "That's right, I also want to know where my wife, Jean Ling, and son, Jean N are." Hearing Lin Rei's response, the reincarnation mirror began to fall silent. Countless images began to flash on the reincarnation mirror, as if it was reincarnating for thousands of generations. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was looking at the images on the reincarnation mirror, was very excited. This feeling of excitement and fear was at the same time. This feeling was something he had never experienced in his life. Even when he learned that his wife and child had died, he wasn't as excited and afraid as he was now. Time passed little by little. However, as time passed, Lin Rei's heart became more and more terrified. The excitement on his face gradually turned into gloominess and panic as time passed. "Your wife and child. I can't find them. They're not in the ghost realm, the god realm, the immortal realm, or the human realm. They're not in the devil realm either. As for the holy realm, I've just checked. So, the conclusion is that they might be completely dead." Gotcha, boom! At this moment, Lin Rei's face was blank, and his hands were tightly clasped together. The instant he heard the mirror of samsara's words, Lin Li felt as though he had been struck by a bolt from the blue. His mind instantly went blank. Aside from the mirror of samsara's final words, that he was completely dead, there was nothing else in his mind. How can it be, how can it be, Ling and the others? No. No, the little dragon said that my wife and child are not dead yet. No. No, you're lying to me. At this moment, the blank Lin Rei muttered to himself as if he had gone mad. The murderous aura on his body was completely released at this moment. It can't be like this, it can't be like this. I've worked so hard for so many years to revive my wife and child. It can't be, the little dragon said. I believe the little dragon. I. Ah, a roar, with a huge cultivation base, began to spread out. Chapter 601. His voice was full of anger, despair, helplessness, hatred, and many kinds of uncomfortable emotions. All of them were reflected in this hysterical roar. The voice was so loud that the demonic beasts, ghost soldiers, and 15 stopped what they were doing and looked up at the top of the mountain when they heard this roar. What's going on, young master? Young master, alas. Idiot, a dead man can't come back to life. This matter can only be seen through by him. 15, who felt despair from the roar at this moment, began to worry about him. Xiaofan, do you want to go? No, you won't be of any help if you go now. At this time, it's better to let him vent himself. Moreover, at this time, it will only be more troublesome if you go. Remember, you are not as strong as that guy. If he goes crazy at this time, what will you do? Xiaofan, who seemed to know 15's intention, said to him helplessly. Alas. I know what you're talking about, but the young master. 15 knew what the evil phoenix was talking about, but he couldn't bear to let Linley face this alone. He wanted to face it together with him. He even thought that if the pain could be transferred, he would be able to do it. He would rather transfer all the pain to himself. However, he knew that this kind of thing could only be wishful thinking. At this moment, whether it was the foot of the mountain or the mountainside, it was very quiet, without any sound. Sorry, I didn't answer your question. Tell me one more condition. At this moment, the loud voice sounded again. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was kneeling on the ground in pain, heard this voice. With hatred in his heart, he turned around, locked all his divine senses on the reincarnation mirror, and roared at it coldly. Condition? Condition? Why can't you bring my wife and child back to life? Why has everything changed now? Why do you do this? Now my wife and child can't live. What condition do you want me to talk about? At this time, Lin Rei had gone crazy. If he were not blind, his eyes would be bloodshot at this moment. The reincarnation mirror, which had been roared at by Lin Rei, was silent at this moment. It didn't say a single word, and the pillar of light that reached the sky slowly began to withdraw at this moment. Alright, since you don't have any conditions, then I look forward to being awakened by you again. The beam of light shrunk faster and faster until it finally disappeared completely. However, when the beam of light completely disappeared, the mysterious voice spoke again. But this time, Lin Rei didn't pay any attention to it. He stood blankly at the top of the holy mountain in silence. In his mind, there were memories of Jin Ling. At this moment, it was as if a movie was playing in his mind. Husband, I'll wait for your return. Husband. Waiting for you is my greatest happiness, I'm willing. Husband, I want to go home and see grandfather. I want to see our son. I miss you. His heart was bleeding. It was real. Lin Rei clearly remembered Jin Ling's words at this moment. 10 years of life and death were boundless. It was unforgettable. There was no place to talk to. Even if they met, they wouldn't know each other. Her face was covered with dust, and her hair was like frost. She suddenly returned to her hometown in a dream at night. She looked at each other without saying anything, only tears. It was expected that her intestines would be broken every year. Bright moon night, short pine ridge. Her hair is like frost every 10 years. Ling, what do you want me to do? Back then, I was afraid that you would be in danger if you followed me, so I often helped you in the sect. But who would have thought, I was wrong, I was so wrong. Back then, I was too eager for instant success. I only knew how to think about the sect. I didn't think about you and your mother. I was wrong, I was wrong. Tears flowed from his eyes, but the color was very different. At this moment, the color of the tears was purple. What was even more heartbreaking was that at this moment, Lin Rei's hair had turned white in an instant. The so-called white hair overnight was nothing more than this. Wu, however, at this moment, at the mountainside of the sacred mountain, the battle that had stopped because of Lin Rei's roar continued. However, at this moment, those demon beasts and ghost soldiers whose eyes were red had returned to normal. You people of the ghost realm, I am one of the 3 ghost kings of the ghost realm, ghostly. If you retreat now, I will not pursue it. Otherwise, don't blame me for not giving you face. At this moment, seeing that the ghost soldiers' expressions had returned to normal, without the madness and redness from before, Ghostly quickly stepped forward and said in a commanding tone. Plop, plop, plop. Sure enough, Ghostly still had a lot of power in the ghost realm. When the ghost soldiers heard Ghostly's words, they revealed a look of fear. As for their bodies, when they heard Ghostly's voice, they had already involuntarily prostrated themselves on the ground. Ghost King Ghostly, we know our mistake. We will retreat now. Looking at the ghost soldier's current state, Ghostly revealed a smile. Although he had already eaten the soul-controlling pill, the soul-controlling pill could only control him and be used by him. It did not affect his other will. This was the wonder of the soul-controlling pill. At this moment, millions of ghost soldiers began to quickly leave under Ghostly's command. As for the remaining demon beasts, although they were demon beasts, they already had their own consciousness. This was the ghost realm, they had heard of the 3 ghost kings' reputation. Therefore, the moment they heard Ghostly's words, the leader of the demon beasts also had the intention to retreat. Xiaofan, who had been observing them, naturally saw the demon beast's intention to retreat. She did not want to kill anymore and stepped forward. At this moment, she released her divine beast aura. His tone was ice-cold as he said to the demonic beasts that had come to invade, "You all, I won't pursue the matter of you coming here today. You all should quickly leave. Otherwise, you can stay here forever and never return." Bam! Bam! At this moment, Xiaofan could be said to be in the limelight. The moment she released her divine beast aura, on the sacred mountain, as long as they were demon beasts, they were all suppressed to the ground. Yes, Honorable One. We did not want to invade this time. Therefore, once again, we thank Honorable One for not killing us. We will take our leave now. Hearing their words, Xiaofan smiled and nodded. As for the demon beasts, they had already begun to retreat down the mountain. However, as the saying goes, it is easy to come up but hard to go down. Since they were already here, how could they leave without paying a price? Ha 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 ha. At this moment, just as Xiaofan and the 3 ghost kings ordered the demon beasts to retreat, a sinister laugh came from the top of the sacred mountain. At the top of the sacred mountain, there was no one else other than Lin Rei. At this moment, when 15, Xiaofan, and the rest heard Lin Rei's laughter, instantly Xiaofang's expression changed, and she cautioned 15 and the 3 ghost kings, "Be careful. He must be very sad because his wife and son can't be resurrected. To prevent anything from happening to him, try not to get close to him later." What? At this moment, 15, who heard Xiaofang's words, asked with a puzzled expression. Don't ask. You will know in a while. 15 did not ask any more questions. Then, she looked up at the top of the mountain, her eyes full of concern. Ha ha ha! At this moment, Lin Rei, who was standing on the top of the mountain, had an evil smile on his face. His hair was white, and his face was extremely pale. His entire body was wrapped in the illusory spirit blood fire, as if the god of fire had descended to the world. He was mighty and domineering. Today, my wife and son can't be resurrected, and you dare to invade this place. Do you think this is the end? Lin Rei's melodious voice came, and everyone on the sacred mountain, be it human, beast, or ghost soldiers, were stunned at this moment. As expected, in the face of such a double blow, even if you are a god, you still can't escape the fate of becoming a demon. Xiaofan had already noticed Lin Rei's signs of becoming a demon at this moment. What, becoming a demon? Indeed, impossible. How could the young master become a demon? No. I don't believe it. At this moment, 15 and Xiaofan were arguing. 15 was very sure that Lin Rei could not have become a demon, and it was impossible for Lin Rei to become a demon. Then let's wait and see. Let's see what will happen next. 15 ignored Xiaofan when she heard this. However, at this moment, 15's firm confidence began to waver when he thought of how important Jin Ling was to Lin Rei. Whoosh, just as 15 was puzzled and everyone was stunned, a blood-colored flame rushed down from the sacred mountain. It was so fast that not a single blade of grass was left in its wake. What was even more shocking was that at this moment, even the rocks on the sacred mountain began to burn the moment they came into contact with the illusory spirit blood fire. The sudden appearance of this scene caused everyone to be stunned on the spot. They just stared blankly at the ball of flame that was descending at an extremely fast speed. This flame. This scene also fell into Xiaofang's eyes. Looking at the ball of flame, Xiaofan was already stunned. Even she, who had lived in the eldritch world before, had never seen this kind of flame. Young master, at the side, 15 looked at the ball of flame and knew that the controller of this flame was his master, Lin Rei. All of you. Die for me. A single sentence, a sentence filled with cold killing intent, boundless fury, and hatred, instantly spread to all the living beings on the sacred mountain. Not good, retreat, retreat quickly. Rumble. 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 Looking at Lin Rei who was rushing at them with the illusory spirit blood fire, the ghost soldiers and demonic beasts were completely panicked at this moment. Especially the ghost soldiers. The moment the ball of flame appeared, their souls trembled and were frightened. In this regard, they knew that this kind of flame could kill them. Moreover, it was the kind of death that could not be resurrected. At this moment, they were all panicking. None of the ghost soldiers wanted to die. At this moment, the ghost soldiers and demonic beasts began to frantically flee down the mountain. Sigh. It seems that this group of ghost soldiers and demonic beasts are going to die here today. Chapter 602. At this moment, 15 completely believed Xiaofang's words, because he felt the murderous intent from his young master. It was so strong that it terrified everyone. Run, run as fast as you can. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was wrapped in the illusory spirit blood fire, looked at the demonic beasts and ghost soldiers fleeing down the mountain, and his heart was filled with hatred. Swoosh. Lin Li's speed had reached an extreme. Just a moment ago, he had passed by the demonic phoenixes and chased after the ghost soldiers and monster beasts that were fleeing down the mountain. Since I can't save you, I'll let this group of ignorant things die with you. I want to warn the world that those who touch my reverse scale will be killed without mercy. Thinking in his heart, he used his divine sense to observe them fleeing in front of him. At this moment, under everyone's gaze, his speed doubled once again. This guy is crazy. He can easily empty the spiritual chi in his body. At that time, he'll be in trouble. At this moment, Xiaofan, who had been observing Lin Rei, saw that Lin Rei's speed had increased by another level. Suddenly, her expression changed greatly, and she whispered in a low voice. "What?" 15, who was beside her, was shocked when he heard Xiaofang's words. Without waiting for others to react, he released his cultivation and instantly increased his speed to the extreme, chasing after Lin Rei. "Young master. You must be okay. Please be okay." At this moment, 15, who was chasing after Lin Rei, prayed in his heart, and his face was full of worry. This guy, 15's action only lasted for a moment. He did not expect that he would let 15 leave in such a short time. Regarding this, Xiaofang's face was full of helplessness. "Let's go. Protect your master. Don't let anything happen to him." "Yes. Yes. Yes." At this moment, the three ghost kings naturally would not listen to Xiaofang's order. However, they were naturally worried about Lin Rei's comfort. Then, they heard Xiaofang's words. The three of them immediately unleashed their cultivation and chased after him. It had to be said that a half-sage was a half-sage. Their speed was faster than a monarch god and emperor god. The three of them moved and caught up to Lin Rei in a short while. The three ghost kings who caught up to Lin Rei didn't stop him. Instead, they followed him and quietly guarded him. As for Xiaofan, she naturally came to 15's side and said in a helpless tone, "Hey, kid, can you not be so anxious? You're always like this. How old are you? Even if you're not tired, I'm tired." Looking at Xiaofan, 15 ignored her. As for what she said, 15 didn't respond. Immediately, he released his cultivation again and increased his speed. Just like that, a chase began. Die. At this moment, Lin Rei finally caught up with the ghost soldiers and demonic beasts. Looking at them, Lin Rei showed no mercy. Immediately, he brandished his Chaos Dragon Spear. Awu! 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 At the same time, the moment the Chaos Dragon Spear appeared, 9 azure dragons appeared above Lin Rei's head. They seemed to have received Lin Rei's order. The moment the 9 azure dragons appeared, they charged towards the escaping demonic beasts and ghost soldiers. As for Lin Rei, the moment he caught up with them, the Chaos Dragon Spear in his hand moved rapidly. The Silent Thunder Spear Art, the Azura Spear Art, the Azura Sword Art, the Carefree Sword Mantra, in this moment, all sorts of battle techniques and spells, as long as they could kill, were being used by Lin Rei. Especially when he reached the middle stage God-Emperor realm, he could use these combat techniques more easily. Furthermore, the power had reached a level that made people speechless. At this moment, Lin Rei's bombardment would kill hundreds or thousands of demonic beasts and ghost soldiers with every move. Regarding this, the three ghost kings who were following by the side were completely shocked. Previously, they only had an understanding of Xiaofang's strength. But this time, they were able to clearly see their master's cultivation base and his own combat strength. Not only them. Even Xiaofan behind them was the same. This was the first time Lin Rei fought a real battle. Seeing such a crazy and emotionless killing, Xiaofan frowned at this moment. We can't let him continue killing like this. If this goes on, the karma will be more serious. This will have a huge drawback for him to break through to the Saint Realm in the future. Then what should we do? At this moment, 15 heard this and asked with a face full of worry. What should we do? I also want to know what to do. He is your young master. Don't you know his temper? Who can stop him now, unless... Seeing 15's concerned look, Xiaofan roared at him. However. Amen? Unless? Unless what? When 15 heard Xiaofan say, unless, he knew that Xiaofan must have a solution. Unless we use force. Only then can we calm him down. Ugh. 15 was taken aback. Then, he rolled his eyes and said, aren't you talking nonsense? But young master is in such a state. If you use force, he will be in a worse state when he wakes up. This won't work either. Xiaofan stepped aside speechlessly. There was nothing she could do. However, no one was resting at this moment. The sacred mountain behind them had begun to fill with bloody flames. The raging flames began to spread down the mountain. It was so fast that everywhere it passed, not even a blade of grass grew. However, even though everything that could burn on the mountain had been burned away, the illusory spirit blood fire did not seem to have any intention of stopping. At this moment, no one noticed this strange scene. At this moment, the killing on the battlefield was getting more and more intense. Azura hell was no longer enough to satisfy the current scene. Rivers of blood flowed, mountains of corpses and seas of blood flowed. At this moment, compared to this battlefield, it was simply dwarfed. Burn, burn, let the illusory spirit blood fire spread throughout the ghost realm. Ha ha ha. What? What? Right now, Linley's brazen words caused the demonic phoenix, 15, and the 3 ghost kings behind him to be stunned. Let the entire ghost realm burn? This wasn't a joke. If he really did that, would the thick earth let it go? Would the holy realm not intervene? Would the Tao ancestor not punish him? At this moment, Xiaofan finally realized that she was being too soft-hearted. Although she didn't think of herself as a good person, she didn't want to see the billions of people in the ghost realm and the territory of the ghost realm destroyed. If she really did that, not only would the thick earth and the holy realm not let Lin Rei go, but even the Tao ancestor and Tendo wouldn't let Lin Rei go. The great Tao wouldn't let him go either. Sigh, forget it, boy. For your own good, I'll offend you. Xiaofan didn't inform 15 when she decided to take action. She believed that 15 would support her decision. Swoosh. The demonic phoenix transformed into a streak of fiery light, instantly arriving by Linley's side. Without wasting any time, it immediately unleashed all of its power. Xiaofan was shocked by Lin Rei's means. She was even more afraid of the inexplicable flame on his body. Therefore, she was afraid that she wouldn't be able to stop Lin Rei without using all her cultivation. Yes, but in the end, Xiaofan was a saint while Lin Rei was a middle divine emperor. The gap between them couldn't be made up by external things. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had entered demonized mode, turned the Chaos Dragon spear around and rushed toward Xiaofan after sensing a huge force. At this moment, the illusory spirit blood fire spread over the Chaos Dragon spear. The power was several times stronger than before. Come on. For you, I have no choice but to do this. Looking at Lin Rei, who was rushing toward her, Xiaofan didn't hold back. Suddenly, the word suppress rushed out from her mouth. It was so fast that it was like a fleeting glimpse. With a boom, the word suppress appeared above Lin Rei's head. Lin Rei froze on the spot. As for the Chaos Dragon spear in his hand and the illusory spirit blood fire on it, they fell to the ground the moment the word suppress appeared. The moment the illusory spirit blood fire on it left Lin Rei's hand, it dissipated. Ow-woo, 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 ow-woo. At this moment, the ghost soldiers and monsters who were running away turned around and didn't run away when they saw that the murderous demon was stopped. In their eyes, Xiaofan saw hatred and fear. You guys really don't know what's good for you. Now that the killer is suppressed, you guys are still thinking about revenge instead of escaping? Looking at them, Xiaofan knew what they were thinking. As expected. After being exposed by the evil phoenix, whether it was the Yao beasts or the ghost soldiers, all of them wailed and wept. Venerable One, it's not that we want revenge. Look at our companions who were killed. In less than half a day, hundreds of thousands of them have died. Tell me, with this kind of revenge, That's right. My monster beast clan has also lost hundreds of thousands of clansmen. Humph, shut up. Hearing their words, Xiaofan said without holding back, be content. This time, you guys came to die. Also, you have to remember that I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for him. I don't want him to bear too much karma, so you should feel lucky. If not, I'll release him now and let him kill as he pleases. What? Hearing this, the leaders of the two clans immediately frowned and began to ponder. It was obvious that they were in a dilemma. When they thought about how many of their people were killed, they couldn't help but want to rush up and kill the imprisoned killer god. Looking at them, the evil phoenix didn't show them any mercy. It said with a cold and murderous tone, I'll count to 3. If you don't leave by then, I'll kill you all. If you guys don't leave now, don't blame me for not showing mercy. Chapter 603. Venerable One, you, one. Before the two leaders could finish speaking, Xiaofan had already said one. Instantly, the two leaders became even more anxious. Senior. You can't do this. We're dead. 2. Looking at them, the evil phoenix ignored them and unhurriedly said, 2. Senior, you. Looking at Xiaofang's determined look, the two leaders' eyes were filled with hesitation. They looked up at their dead clansmen, then looked at their clansmen who were still alive behind them. Finally, they made a choice in their hearts. 3. Senior, we'll leave now. We'll leave now. Don't count down. Hearing the evil phoenix count down to 3, he hurriedly agreed to the evil phoenix's request. Huh, you should have said so earlier. You made me waste so much time here. Really? Hearing their choice, Xiaofan smiled. But to be honest, if they didn't agree, Xiaofan wouldn't have done anything. After all, she had used all her cultivation to suppress Lin Rei. If she had to divert her attention to kill them, it would be a little difficult. After all, Lin Rei had gone crazy at this moment. The first time was fine, but if he broke free, it would be difficult to catch him again. Well, Venerable One, we'll take our leave first. Before leaving, the leaders of the two clans bowed to the evil phoenix and the 3 ghost kings. Then, they led their clansmen away. Sigh, the war is finally over. Seeing them leave, everyone heaved a sigh of relief. A sense of fatigue instantly spread throughout their bodies. Yes, that's right. At this moment, 15 walked over from afar. When he saw that Linley had been suppressed by the evil phoenix, a guilty look appeared in his eyes. Young master, we had no choice. I hope you won't be angry when you wake up. Looking at 15's behavior, Xiaofan was completely helpless. Alright, don't say any more. Even if you say it, he can't hear you now. F***ck, not good, the holy mountain is on fire. At that moment, Gue Li's scream was heard. Immediately, everyone looked towards the holy mountain and saw that there was a raging fire burning on the holy mountain. Even though there were no more trees or anything that could burn on the mountain, the blood-red flames were not extinguished and were still burning. Hee, looks like we can't stay here anymore. Let's go. This brat came here with the intention of finding his wife, but now his hopes have been dashed. There's no point in staying here. It's just that this kid has made such a ruckus, I'm afraid that the ghost realm will not welcome him in the future. Hearing this, 15 said, yes, young master came here to find a young lady and his young master. Now everything has become a dream. Instead of staying here and being sad, it's better to leave and return to the god realm. As for this place, if it's burned, then so be it. 15 agreed with Xiaofan. However, as they spoke, the 3 ghost kings hesitated. You. What's wrong? Sensing the hesitation of the three ghost kings, Xiaofan quickly asked. After all, they were Lin Rei's subordinates now. Hearing Xiaofang's words, Guili stepped forward and said sadly, "Senior, there's something you don't know. We wanted to use the reincarnation mirror to enter the God realm. Moreover, in the entire ghost realm, other than the reincarnation mirror, there's only one way left to go through the river Styx." Isn't it fine as long as there's a way? Why do you have to? Seeing how Xiaofan spoke so casually, Guili smiled bitterly and explained. Sigh, if only it was that easy. There are some very powerful beings guarding the road to the river Styx. With our current strength, I'm afraid, that's not right. Young Master came from the road to the river Styx. Moreover, young Master has seen the big shot that you mentioned. What? Guili, who was talking to Xiaofan, was shocked when he heard 15's words. His eyes widened and he looked at 15 in disbelief. It's true. Young Master really came from the road to the river Styx. Although he encountered some dangers on the road to the river Styx, they've all been resolved. I believe that it shouldn't be a problem for him to leave through the road to the river Styx. Moreover, there's such a big Buddha beside him. No matter how strong the road to the river Styx is, can it be stronger than the Phoenix clan leader who survived from the untainted land? The three ghost kings, who had lost all hope, heard 15's words. The despair in their eyes disappeared at this moment and was replaced by hope. All right, let's go. Isn't it just entering the God realm? Look at all of you frowning. Looking at them, Xiaofan said with a smile. Then, she put the suppressed Lin Rei on her back. As for the Chaos Dragon Spear, it was temporarily kept in the storage ring by 15. Let's go to the entrance of the road to the river Styx. Hearing this, the three ghost kings were excited. Entering the God realm had always been their greatest wish, and now it had really come true. Okay, I'll lead the way. The three of them were excited. They soared into the sky and headed toward the entrance of the road to the river Styx at an extremely fast speed. Looking at the three of them, Xiaofan smiled and glanced at 15. Then, the two of them looked at each other and flew up together, chasing after the three ghost kings. What they did not know was that because of Lin Rei, after that time, the fire on the ghost realm's sacred mountain had never subsided. It burned with a raging fire all year round. Whoosh, whoosh, in the sky, 5 streams of light instantly streaked across the sky like shooting stars. They were so fast that they could not be seen clearly. How far is it? It's not far. It's just ahead. We'll be there in a while. Hearing this, Xiaofan nodded and sped up. It seems that you're in a hurry. At this moment, 15, who was following beside Xiaofan, heard her words and immediately made fun of her. Nonsense. The one on my back is a ticking time bomb. It's not certain when it will explode. What do you think? Can I not be faster? With that, Xiaofan did not speak anymore and fell silent. Time passed quickly. It had been more than a month since they came out of the sacred mountain. In this month, the 5 of them did not dare to rest. They ran all the way because they were afraid that Lin Rei would suddenly explode and destroy the entire ghost realm. We're here. At this moment, Ghostly, who was in front of them, shouted in surprise. Then, his body was seen rushing toward the pile of rocks below. This is the road to the river Styx? Are you sure? Looking at such a desolate place, Xiaofan asked in a daze. Yes, this is it. Because it's the road to the river Styx, not a single blade of grass grows around here. Livestock also don't dare to come close. In response to Xiaofang's words, Ghostly came to the front of a cliff. In an instant, he flung out a stream of energy. The instant there was nothing on the cliff, a vortex appeared. Damn! Looking at this scene, Xiaofan cursed. Then, she revealed a surprised expression. Let's go, senior. This is the road to the river Styx. Once we enter, we will meet that mysterious existence. Hearing this, Xiaofan rolled her eyes at everyone. Then, she stepped into the vortex helplessly. Let's go. Follow closely. Seeing Xiaofan disappear into the vortex, 15 said to the three ghost monarchs and quickly followed. Hee, let's go. We're finally out. At this moment, looking at the road leading to the divine realm in front of them, the three of them were very excited. Yes, let's go. Having said that, the three of them looked at each other and stepped into the vortex resolutely. The moment the three of them disappeared, the vortex on the cliff disappeared instantly as though it had never appeared. Woo woo woo, at this moment, at the vortex at the end of the road to the river Styx, a chilly wind blew. In addition to the broken limbs and bones floating on the river surface on both sides of the road, the scene was hair-raising and chilling. Phew, at this moment, a vortex that was exactly the same as the one that was triggered by Ghost Li's cultivation stood there. Suddenly, Xiaofan, who was covered in undying flames, walked out of the calm vortex. On her back was the suppressed Lin ray. Phew. 15 and the three ghost kings followed closely behind. When they came out of the whirlpool and saw the scene before them, they froze on the spot. Wow, not bad. I've lived for so long and this is the first time I've seen such a place. Yeah, tisk. But compared to my blood sea, this place is still a far cry. Ugh, hearing 15's words, Xiaofan instantly looked at him with disdain. Both of you, let's not talk about it. Let's get out of here first and wait for a safe place before you continue. At this moment, the three ghost monarchs looked at 15 and Xiaofan in front of them. In order to not alarm the powerful figures here, Ghostly hurriedly stepped forward to dissuade them. Humph. Hearing Ghost Li's words, 15 snorted coldly at Evil Phoenix. He didn't say anything else and fell silent. Alright, let's go. Looking at 15's expression, Xiaofan chuckled and then spread her wings and flew toward the exit. 15 and the rest followed behind. Just when they thought that their journey would be smooth, suddenly, after flying for a short while, the road to the underworld shook and the rivers on both sides of the road began to boil. Go back to where you came from. I don't want to do anything. Once the mysterious voice appeared, the surrounding sound of the great path was heard. When the three ghost monarchs heard this voice, their faces turned pale. Sigh. It seems like. They knew that the words, "Go back to where you came from," were referring to them. Instantly, they sighed in their hearts. Humph, stop pretending. I want to protect them. What are you going to do about it? Just after the mysterious voice appeared, Xiaofan spoke with disdain. Her tone was domineering and made the three ghost monarchs behind her extremely agitated. Hee, Phoenix clan, I didn't expect that after so many years, you still haven't been wiped out? Who are you? Hearing this, the evil Phoenix immediately became vigilant. It wasn't strange for her to know that she was from the Phoenix clan. After all, her main body was here. However, when she said that they weren't all dead yet, the evil Phoenix felt strange. Chapter 604. It doesn't matter who I am. As I said, go back to where you came from. Don't make me say more. The moment he said this, the evil Phoenix's expression became gloomy. His eyes were filled with killing intent as he looked around. I advise you not to. The untainted age is over. This is my place. Moreover, do you really think the Phoenix clan is very powerful? Back then, the Phoenix clan was exterminated. I didn't expect that there were still fish that escaped the net. At this moment, Xiaofan felt more and more uncomfortable. She had searched all the memories of this mysterious man in her mind. However, there was no information about this man. Xiaofan became even more vigilant. Xiaofan, ignore him. Hurry up. My young master can't wait any longer. While listening to the conversation between Xiaofan and the mysterious man, 15, who was standing aside, hurriedly stepped forward and said to her. Shura clan. How? How is it possible? Why is the Shura clan also? 15 was shocked when he heard the mysterious man's identity. He didn't expect that the mysterious man could tell that he was a member of the Shura clan at a glance. However, when he heard the mysterious man's identity, he was full of surprise. 15 was puzzled. Who are you? Since you know our identities, I'm very curious. What's your relationship with Ho2 that you can be here? Finally, the mysterious man fell silent. At this moment, sensing the fluctuation of a weak aura in the air, Xiaofan was puzzled. She knew about Ho2's day. She was transformed from the 12 drops of tainted blood left by Pangu when he created the world. However, when the 12 ancestors of sorcery appeared, she was already suppressed. Okay, you can go now. Remember, don't come back after you leave the road to the underworld. The mysterious man, who had been silent for a long time, spoke again. However, this time, to everyone's surprise, he asked them to leave. Hearing this, 15 was sure that the mysterious man must be related to Ho2, and also to the Shura clan. Thinking of this, 15 began to search for such a person in his mind. However, it was a pity that he didn't fully recover his memory, so he couldn't find him. However, since he could leave, he did not hesitate. He said to the 3 ghost kings behind him, "Let's go. After leaving the ghost realm, you can't come back." "Yes, we will remember it." At this moment, the 3 ghost kings felt their bodies relax. Seeing the results of the battle, they were shocked. They had heard of the people and races of the Great Desolate Era. Seeing that 15, who was only a late divine lord, was actually from the Azura race, the 3 ghost kings immediately changed their attitude and became respectful. "Hey, alright, let's go." Seeing the obvious changes in the 3 of them, 15 ignored them and turned to look at Xiaofan, who had a confused look on her face. 15 glared at her and said, "Let's go. Do you want to stay here?" Hearing 15's words, Xiaofan snorted coldly. Then, she spread her wings and rushed toward the exit of the road to the underworld. However, at this moment, Xiaofang's mind was tangled with the question of who this mysterious person was. Along the way, everyone was thinking about their own matters. For example, the 3 ghost kings were all wondering why each of these people's backgrounds was so shocking. As for 15, he was thinking about the same thing as Xiaofan. However, he thought more. After all, before he was sealed, Ho2 had already merged with the 6 paths of reincarnation to create the underworld and the ghost realm. Time passed by slowly. Soon, the group arrived at the exit of the road to the underworld. I didn't expect the God realm to have such a formation. At this moment, when they arrived at the exit, Xiaofan had already felt that this place was sealed by a powerful seal. Yes, the seal here is indeed very strong. However, I don't think it will be difficult for you. 15 naturally sensed the formation at the exit. As someone who had survived since the prehistoric times, he naturally knew about this formation. Therefore, after hearing Xiaofang's words, he went with the flow and threw the task of breaking the formation to her. Tisk, looking at 15, Xiaofan smiled proudly. Then, she said, "Of course, I can do it. But this is a formation to seal the road to the underworld. If I break it just like that, the consequences will be." What's the big deal? Just set up another formation. After all, you are a survivor from the prehistoric times and are also the leader of the Phoenix tribe. This should be a piece of cake for you. Ugh, looking at 15, even the dumbest person could understand the meaning behind his words, not to mention Xiaofan. You're really something. How dare you use words to stop me? Yes, I'm using words to stop you. So what? If you can't do it, then forget it. Anyway, this will damage the reputation of the Phoenix tribe and not my blood seas. You. This sentence had blocked her path. If she didn't do it, it would only prove that there was no one in the Phoenix tribe and that they were incompetent. If she did it, then, thinking up to this point, the evil Phoenix could be said to be in a difficult position. He was in a difficult position. Humph, little guy. You want to fight with me? Aren't you just one? Looking at Xiaofang's dilemma, 15 felt very happy and comfortable. All his previous resentment disappeared at this moment. Time passed in Xiaofang's silence. As for the three ghost kings, they could only stand aside beside these two powerful beings who had survived since the prehistoric times. Ugh. Ah, suddenly, Lin Rei, who was on Xiaofang's back, let out a low growl and entered everyone's ears. Damn, it can't be. Hearing this voice, Xiaofan frowned and quickly sensed the formation that was suppressing Lin Rei. Hiss, suddenly, Xiaofan inhaled a mouthful of cold air. Her face was full of shock. When 15 saw Xiaofang's expression, he knew that there might be a problem with the formation. Sure enough, just as 15 thought of this, Xiaofang's words came. This guy is cracking the formation. Looking at his speed, it won't take long for him to break out of the formation. When that time comes, suppressing him will be, damn, then why are you still so long-winded? Hurry up and get out. Madam is outside. Maybe she can help young master get better. Seeing that Xiaofan was still not moving, 15 hurriedly said to her. You. Okay, I'll break. Although she was a little unhappy with the trap set by 15, when she thought of Lin Rei lying on her back and the unknown flame on his body, Xiaofan immediately agreed. Hee, that's right. Seeing that Xiaofan had agreed, 15 smiled happily. Then, he stood aside and made enough space for Xiaofan. As for the three ghost kings, they naturally followed 15 and stepped back. Seeing what 15 and the others did, Xiaofan snorted coldly. Instantly, she released her cultivation. A huge wind curse appeared instantly and bombarded the formation above them. Bam, rumble, the wind curse collided with the formation. Instantly, be it the yellow springs where the evil phoenix was, or the ancient race beings who were living above the formation, all of them began to tremble violently. What? What's going on? What's going on? What the evil phoenix didn't know was that because of her actions, everyone in the ancient clan was roused. Even those old monsters who were in seclusion all came out of their seclusion without hesitation when they felt the earthquake. What's going on? At this moment, an extremely beautiful woman walked out of her room. Her eyes were filled with doubt as she called out to one of the ancient race tribesmen. Ah, it's Miss Ing. When the ancient tribe member was stopped by Ing, he quickly smiled and bowed. Then, he replied, it's like this. I don't know what's going on, but just now, there was an earthquake. The elders in the tribe investigated and found out that someone was attacking the formation below, so, what? Someone is attacking the formation below? Then. Brother Lei. After hearing the ancient tribe member's words, Ing suddenly thought of her husband who had entered the ghost world and became excited. Looking at Ying's reaction, the ancient tribe member looked at his fellow tribesmen who were walking towards the center of the formation and said goodbye to Ing. Then, I'm sorry, Miss Ing. I have to go first. Without waiting for Ying's response, the ancient clan member dashed toward the center of the formation, leaving Ying alone with an excited expression on her face. Yes, it's definitely Brother Lei. Brother Lei is definitely back. At this moment, the more Ying thought about it, the more she felt that this matter had something to do with her husband, Lin Rei. Then, she transmitted a message to her male brother and the others. She could not wait any longer and walked towards the center of the formation. Brother Lei? Young master? At this moment, everyone who received Ying's message was jolted awake from their cultivation. Without saying a word, they broke through the door and rushed towards the center of the formation. Xiaofan did not know that because of her actions, the entire ancient tribe was in an uproar at this moment. You can't do it, Xiaofan. This formation is not like an ordinary formation. You have to use all your strength to attack it. Otherwise, it won't work. If you don't want to do anything, then don't force me. Be careful, I'll burn you with the undying flame. When that happens, I won't care if you're from the Azura tribe or not. Hearing this, 15's eyes revealed a trace of fear and he retreated to the side. Then, he closed his eyes and did not say a word. Looking at 15's actions, Xiaofan snorted coldly. Then, her cultivation base increased rapidly. At this moment, Xiaofan followed 15's instructions and raised her cultivation base to its peak. Then, 2 fireballs appeared in an instant. Break for me. The moment the fireballs appeared, Xiaofan roared and flapped her wings towards the fireballs. Whoosh! The fireball instantly disappeared in front of everyone, and rushed toward the array above their heads with great speed. Bam! Chapter 605. A loud sound rang in everyone's ears. At this moment, the ancient tribe members, Shadow, and the rest had already gathered in the center of the spell formation. However, what they didn't expect was that as soon as they arrived, they felt an extremely terrifying power that immediately fixed everyone on the spot, making them unable to move. However, what happened next left everyone dumbfounded. With a loud bang, the moment they were suppressed, the formation in the center suddenly exploded, and a huge crater appeared before everyone's eyes. Awoo! At this moment, the moment the huge pit appeared, a phoenix cry came from the deep pit. Whoosh! A fiery red figure rushed out of the huge pit and rushed into the air. When it reached a certain height, it stopped in the air and stood proudly, looking down. Whoosh! 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 Then, another 4 figures rushed out of the deep pit and came to the side of the fiery red figure in the air. How did this happen? At this moment, the current ancient tribe leader looked at the huge pit in front of him. He witnessed the destruction of the spell formation with his own eyes. His face turned pale. Of course, other than him, everyone else looked up at the people standing in the air. This is the realm of the gods? The spiritual energy is so thin? At this moment, the fiery red figure in the air felt the spiritual energy in the surroundings the moment it rushed out. It frowned and its face was filled with displeasure. Alright, this is not the real realm of the gods. This is a forbidden area of the realm of the gods, Death Canyon. You can only enter the realm of the gods after you leave this place. The person who spoke was none other than Xiaofan and the rest who broke out of the spell formation. At this moment, 15, who was standing at the side, heard Xiaofang's words and quickly explained to her. Oh! I was wondering. The realm of the gods is only one realm away from the holy world. It's impossible for the spiritual energy to be so thin. Alright, stop talking. Hurry up and seal this place. Otherwise, those dishonest fellows from the world of spirits and souls will come out. Looking at Xiaofang's hesitant look, 15 said to her directly. Alright, got it. After saying that, Xiaofan's body instantly disappeared. When she was seen again, she was already beside the huge pit on the ground. With the fire as the medium and the earth as the foundation, gather the spirits of the four directions and seal the heavens, form the formation. With a hua sound, Xiaofan came to the side of the deep pit and muttered two words. Suddenly, a fiery red energy rushed out and fell directly on top of the deep pit. At this moment, a miracle occurred. The moment the fiery red energy appeared above the deep pit, the originally huge pit began to slowly recover. And this scene had already ended before anyone could react, because all of this had happened in an instant. Hehe, not bad. Your formation is stronger than the previous ones. I believe that even if you don't use a human to guard it, only a saint-level array master or a saint-level sage would be able to break it. At this moment, 15, who stood in the air and watched everything that Xiaofan did, disappeared into thin air. Then, he disappeared in the air. When he reappeared, he was next to the evil phoenix. He smiled and complimented it. Thank you for your help. I don't need you to tell me that. This formation was used to suppress the undying volcano, so it's a piece of cake for it to suppress a small world entrance. In response to 15's compliment, Xiaofan accepted it and explained the previous uses of this formation. Hehe, you're really something. You actually used your trump card. 15 said and couldn't help but admire her. Alright, let's not talk about these useless things. Hurry up and take your young master down. This kid is really something. If this was in the prehistoric era, who would dare to do so? Who would have the right to do so? Hehe. 15 chuckled and went up to Lin Rei's back. He tiptoed and removed Lin Rei from his back and placed him on the ground. Who are you? How dare you destroy the formation that my ancient race has been guarding for generations? At this moment, the ancient race leader returned to his senses and bellowed at Xiaofan and 15 with immense murderous intent. Ignoring him, they did not even look at the clan leader. The two of them merely looked at Linley, who was sitting on the ground, with concern. Since you're, seeing that the two of them ignored him, the ancient race leader was infuriated and was about to attack them. However, just as he was about to attack, he saw Lin Rei who was protected by 15. Little Rei? Little Rei? At this moment, Xiaofan, who didn't intend to care about the ancient race leader, frowned when she heard him calling out to Lin Rei so intimately. You, what did you do to Xiaolei? Speak. How dare you? At this moment, the leader of the Gu family saw that Linley was sitting on the ground without moving at all and had no reaction at all. Instantly, he had a bad premonition in his heart. Taking a step forward, he released his cultivation of the half-saint realm and was prepared to attack. How dare you? At this moment, Ghostly and the other two standing at the side sensed the aura of the ancient race leader. Then, he hurriedly stepped in front of Linley and unleashed his cultivation base. How? How is this possible? 3 Sage-to-be realm cultivators? This. The ancient race leader, who was also a Sage-to-be realm cultivator, could sense that the 3 of them were Sage-to-be realm cultivators like him. However, what shocked him was that all 3 of them were Sage-to-be realm cultivators and they attacked at the same time. Just like this, just as the battle was about to break out, 15, who had been silent all this while, spoke. Don't panic. I'm the shadow guard of the Xuanzong Sect. I'm the bodyguard of my young master, Lin Rei. I'm here today to look for a young lady. As soon as he said that, Ying, who was frozen in place by the evil phoenix's cultivation, became anxious. Oh. When the ancient race leader heard 15's words, he looked at the people who were brought here by Lin Rei. At this moment, he saw that they were agitated but couldn't move. He knew that what 15 said was true. Moreover, he had seen those mysterious people when Lin Rei was here. If that's the case, please release all my disciples. They're all frozen in place by you. 15 turned to look at Xiaofan. Understanding, Xiaofan nodded. In an instant, she retracted her cultivation that was suppressing everyone. Brother Lei. Young master, Brother Lei, master. At this moment, more than 20 people rushed over from afar. They were so fast that everyone was shocked. Even the clan leader of the Gu clan was shocked by this scene. He had already checked the strength of Ying and the others before they came. At that time, they were at most in the divine ancestor realm. However, it had only been a short period of time since then. Now, when he checked again, he found out their cultivation levels. Apart from each of them, the rest were all at the peak Emperor realm. It was as though they could break through to the immortal venerable realm at any time. Seeing this, the ancient race leader was puzzled. However, he wasn't the only one. Even Shadow and the others couldn't understand. The only one who understood was Lin Rei. At this moment, the first one who rushed to Lin Rei's side was Shadow. When Shadow arrived, 15 quickly bowed and greeted, a young lady. Hearing this, the three ghost kings also bowed respectfully to Shadow. A young lady. However, Shadow acted as though she didn't hear them. She ignored the greetings of 15 and the others. She quickly squatted down and looked at Lin Rei. Brother Lei, what's wrong with you? Wake up. Don't making worry. Brother Lei, wake up. The scene was very lively. Everyone was discussing the people who had broken out of the formation. Shadow was the only one who was crying when she saw that Lin Rei didn't have any reaction. As for Xiaofan, she was speechless when she saw Shadow. She then retreated to one side. She didn't interfere with what was happening. Brother Lei. What's wrong with Brother Lei? At this moment, the young man had also come to Lin Rei's side. When he saw Lin Rei's current state, the young man asked 15 calmly. The young master originally went to save the first madam and young master Jin En, but in the end, for some reason, he didn't manage to save them. Thus, the young master was once again heartbroken over his loss. In the end, we didn't expect that the young master would turn into a demon and start wantonly slaughtering the creatures around the Ghost Realm's sacred mountain. He killed almost 1 million demonic beasts and ghost soldiers. In the end, the young master even said that he would bury the entire Ghost Realm with him. None of the people present were weak. After hearing 15's explanation of what happened, they were all shocked. They didn't expect the person in front of them to be so fierce and powerful. When the clan leader of the ancient tribe heard 15 say that he couldn't save Jin Ling and Jin En, tears flowed down from his eyes. His eyes were filled with sorrow. Then Can we, Xiaofan, who was standing at the side, knew what Shadow was going to say. She immediately said, yes, I hope you can persuade him. Can I really? What if, yes. Besides, isn't this the solution you proposed? Besides, it's not a good idea to keep suppressing him like this. Instead of this, it's better to give it a try. If it doesn't work, we can just suppress him again. Hearing this, 15, who was still a little worried, finally nodded and agreed. Okay, but you have to keep an eye on him. What if young master, I know. You're a grown man. Why are you being so wishy-washy? Can you still do it? Hearing Xia Feng's words, 15 was at a loss for words. However, at this moment, Xia Feng flapped her wings. Lin Rei, who was about to quietly lie on the ground, suddenly stood up. The evil phoenix, which had been preparing to suppress Linli once more, was just about to attack upon seeing Linli's actions. But then, a shocking scene occurred. Linley, who had stood up, took 2 steps at a time and came before the clan leader. With a plop, he knelt down and kowtowed, "I'm sorry. I didn't do it." Chapter 606. This was a scene that no one had expected. Even the leader himself did not expect Lin Rei to act in such a manner. At this moment, the leader looked at Lin Rei with grief in his heart. He was already sobbing his eyes out. The leader of the ancient tribe could no longer care about anything else in front of everyone. Now that his loved one was dead, how could he continue to be the supreme leader of the ancient tribe? "Grandfather, I was wrong. I shouldn't have left Ling alone in the sect. I shouldn't have given you hope. All of this was caused by me. Grandfather, please punish me. Even if you kill me, I won't have any complaints. That way, I can go accompany Ling, and the others." Kneeling on the ground, Linley's heart was very clear. He had already prepared himself to die. "Husband," at this moment, a woman's trembling voice came from behind. Lin Rei was blind, but he was not deaf. The moment he heard this voice, Lin Rei's body trembled. His face was filled with guilt. Back then, half of the reason why he married Ying was because of the system mission. Now that he thought about it, he felt extremely guilty towards her. "Husband, if you die, what should I do? How am I going to be alone?" At this moment, Shadow had already arrived behind Linley. Tears streamed down her face like a waterfall. "Heis. Ying, if I die, you can wait for the arrival of the Xuanzong sect. Then, you can lead the Xuanzong sect to stabilize the God world." No. I don't want the Xuanzong sect. The leader of the ancient tribe heard the conversation between Lin Rei and Ying. Looking at the two of them, he felt extremely helpless. Did he hate Lin Rei? Indeed, he did. However, when he thought about how his granddaughter had married Lin Fan, her fate was already sealed. As the saying went, Tendo is good at reincarnation. No one has their own fate. As the leader of the ancient tribe, he understood this very well. Little Lei, get up first. Ling Er's death is not entirely your fault. At this moment, the clan leader of the ancient race hurriedly reached out to help Lin Rei up. His actions were gentle and doting. "Grandpa," at this moment, upon hearing the words of the ancient race leader, Lin Rei was crying so hard that he could no longer make a single sound. His entire body was trembling as well. "Get up." Looking at Lin Rei, the old man used his spiritual energy and pulled Lin Rei up from the ground. Everyone has their own destiny. Back then, the reason why this old man went to the profound sky continent was because I wanted to change Ling Er's fate. Obviously, I succeeded. Back then, I divined that Ling would only live to be 80 years old. However, you let Ling live for such a long time. Hearing this, Lin Rei cried even harder, not for anything else, but for his wife and son. Sigh. Alright, let's not talk about this anymore. However, your friend has messed with the ancient tribe quite a bit. Previously, he was doting on Lin Fan, but in the next moment, he started to calculate. Lin Rei knew that the old man did this because he did not want to linger on the matter of Jin Ling. Lin Rei was even more aware of the pain in the old man's heart at this moment. However, in order to not let the old man feel heartache, Lin Rei immediately went along with it and said, "All right, Grandpa. The spell formation is broken. It's just as well that you all migrate. Anyway, there are no treasures here." Hearing this, the old man's expression changed and he said in a deep voice, "What are you talking about? Our ancient tribe has been here for a long time. Furthermore, our mission is to guard the passage to the ghost realm. So, there's no need to say such things in the future. Hearing these words, Lin Rei was stunned. He did not expect the old man to be so stubborn. Sigh. Grandpa, it's true. Actually, you don't have to guard here all the time. I've already walked through the Yellow Spring. There are dangers everywhere. It's impossible for people from the ghost realm to come here through the Yellow Spring. Moreover, there's a very powerful existence at the end of the Yellow Spring. That mysterious person's strength is not inferior to a sage. What, a sage? Hearing this, whether it was the old man or the people present, they were all shocked. Of course, the 3 ghost kings were the most shocked. Previously, when they heard 15 say that Lin Rei went to the ghost realm from the Yellow Spring, they did not believe it. Now, they completely believed it. Hee, interesting. At this moment, Xiaofan heard Lin Rei's words. Then, she walked over from the side and said to him, "Kid, you have a lot of secrets. That mysterious person's cultivation is very strong. Even I don't have the ability to do so." Hearing this, Linley didn't give a direct answer. "Alright, let's talk about this later. Evil Phoenix, I believe you should be able to set up a formation here, right?" "Humph, you and 15 have bad morals. Don't worry, the formation has been set up. Even a godly venerable might not be able to break this formation. Even a sage would have to depend on their level. A low-level sage would not be able to do it. So, be careful." While speaking, Evil Phoenix couldn't help but glance at 15 from the corner of his eyes. He then said to Linley. Hee. Hearing this, Lin Rei smiled and then said to the old man, "Grandpa, you heard it too. Besides, what's the use of you guarding this place? The spiritual energy here is so thin. Even if you don't think for yourself, you should think for your clan. Do you want the ancient clan to guard this place until they are wiped out?" As he said this, Lin Rei released his divine senses and scanned all the ancient clan members around him. Although their cultivation was very strong, Lin Rei could sense that most of the strong cultivators were old. As for the younger generation, their cultivation was not high at all. Sure enough, after hearing Lin Rei's words, the ancient clan leader looked at the surrounding ancient clan members in a daze. His eyes revealed a hint of embarrassment. "Husband, your eyes, and your hair," just as everyone was silent, Shadow, who had been observing Linley this entire time, spoke up with a puzzled look on his face. Although his voice wasn't very loud, it was heard by everyone in the surroundings. Suddenly, everyone's eyes gathered on Lin Rei. Previously, they had been observing the surrounding strangers, the destruction of the formation, and Jin Ling's death, so no one noticed it. At this moment, everything returned to calm. At this moment, everyone looked at Lin Rei. Sigh. Feeling the gazes of the surrounding people, Lin Rei chuckled and then explained to Ing, "It's okay. Because of some special reasons, my eyes were blinded. As for my hair, there's no need to make a fuss. It doesn't matter what color my hair is, as long as I'm still me." Not bad. I didn't expect you to say such things. You haven't forgotten what you did in the ghost realm before, right? At this moment, Xia Feng's voice came from behind. After hearing that, Lin Rei fell into his memories. Suddenly, horrifying scenes of slaughter appeared in his mind. Looking at the memories, Lin Rei's face was full of shock and panic. Since he remembered all these, he naturally remembered that he wanted to bury the entire ghost realm with Jin Ling. Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but shudder with fear. Then, he thanked Xiaofan with an embarrassed face, "Thank you. If it weren't for you, I'm afraid the consequences would be out of control." At least you still have a conscience." Looking at Lin Rei's appearance at this moment, she knew that Lin Rei had completely recovered. Suddenly, she felt relieved. Previously, she was still afraid whether Lin Rei had really recovered. Now, she finally didn't have to worry. Husband, at this moment, Ying, who was standing at the side, overheard their conversation and heard Linley tell her the reason for his blindness. She immediately stepped forward and hugged his arm, unwilling to let go. He. Feeling Ying's intention, Lin Rei smiled and touched her hair. Then, he didn't stop her. After the incident with Jean Ling, he knew that nothing was more important than staying with his family. Of course, if he wanted to do all this, he had to have absolute strength. Otherwise, everything would be illusory. Little Lei, I understand what you said. I agree with your idea. I agree with the migration of the clan. As soon as these words came out, the faces of the surrounding ancient clan disciples were full of excited smiles. Some of them were even ready to go out and see the outside world immediately. He. Divine sense probed everyone's appearance. Lin Rei smiled. The reason why he did this was to help the ancient clan. However, helping the ancient clan was also helping Jean Ling. After all, Jean Ling was a member of the ancient clan. Alright then. Grandpa, we'll head back first. We'll return to the divine world in 2 days. As for the next 2 days, I'll set up a few more arrays on top of this formation so that it can be sealed forever. Well, okay, you're tired too. Go back. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the ancient clan head waved his hand. As for him, he was also busy with the things he needed to take during the migration. Just like that, the two groups separated. Lin Rei brought everyone back to Ying's place. As for the ancient clan disciples, they started to get busy. The dozens of people in the room were standing there, while Linley sat down on his seat. Using his divine sense to inspect everyone's cultivation levels, a hint of a smile appeared on Linley's face. Naturally, he didn't need to check Ying and the others' cultivation. After all, they were all summoned by him. Their cultivation was directly linked to his. As long as his cultivation increased, their cultivation would definitely increase as well. As for the rest, they weren't directly connected to Linley, nor had they been summoned by him. For example, Linley's younger brother, Lin Tian, and his other disciples. Based on their cultivation bases, Linley could tell that Linley's cultivation bases were quite high. A smile appeared on Linley's face. He, Nandi, you're good. We haven't seen each other in such a short time. Your cultivation has already reached the peak of the late stage of the divine ancestor realm. It's okay, it's okay. Hearing Linley mention him, the young man's face was instantly filled with smiles as he spoke modestly. Chapter 607. Lin Rei felt a warmth in his heart as he looked at his younger brother. Then, he looked at Lin Tian, who had been following him since the mysterious heaven continent. Little Tian, have you been well during this time? Yes, young master. I'm fine. I'm just worried about you. Right now, Lin Tian's face was filled with worry. To him, Linley was his everything. That's good. That's good. Looking at them, a smile appeared on Linley's face. Although he couldn't see, his divine sense was constantly monitoring them. Alright, since that's the case, let's disperse. We'll return to the realm of the gods in 2 days. Yes, young master. Hearing Lin Rei's order, the crowd dispersed. Of course, there was no one else except for a few disciples and Ying. Master. Hearing the voice of his eldest disciple, Lin Wanyu. Lin Rei laughed and said, "What's wrong, little girl? We haven't seen each other for so long, and you've become so polite." Master, you. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Lin Wanyu was so angry that she stomped her feet. She had wanted to be polite for once, but who knew that Lin Rei would expose her like this? Haha, looking at her, Linley had a bad feeling. He wanted to stand up and run away, but who would have thought that Lin Wanyu would rush to his side and hug his arm, acting like a spoiled child. Master, you haven't seen me for so long. Did you miss me? Did you bring me a gift? Hearing this, Lin Rei suddenly thought of the time when he was in the mysterious Heaven continent. Back then, Lin Wanyu was the same as she was now. It was as if she had never changed. That. Yes, how could I not bring you a gift? Saying this, Lin Rei remembered that the goddaughter he met in the world of spirits and souls was still in the system. Suddenly, with a thought, he moved Lin Mei out of the system. Really? That's great. At that moment, Lin Wanyu had originally been joking, but after hearing her master's words, a happy and expectant smile appeared on her face. However, when she saw the person who suddenly appeared in front of her, the smile on Lin Wanyu's face froze. She could no longer smile. That disciple, this is your junior sister. Don't you think you should act like a senior sister and show her around? As soon as these words were spoken, the disciples below all nodded. At this moment, he was smiling very happily. What are you laughing at? It's the same for all of you. As senior brothers and senior sisters, shouldn't you give junior sister some greeting gifts? As soon as he said this, the few people who had been laughing because of this matter now had their smiles frozen, just like Lin Wanyu's. They immediately got away and ran towards the door. Master, I understand. You go ahead with your work. I'll bring junior sister around. At this moment, Lin Wanyu looked at the little girl who was standing there with a timid expression. For a moment, Lin Wanyu seemed to see the scene when she was picked up by Lin Rei when she was young. Suddenly, she sympathetically let go of Lin Rei's arm and said to him. Then, she pulled the little girl out. At this moment, the room was quiet. Lin Rei knew that Lin Wanyu's sudden attitude must have reminded her of her childhood. Suddenly, his mood worsened. Sigh. With a long sigh, Lin Rei's face showed a trace of worry. At this moment, Ying, who had been standing by the side, saw Lin Rei's appearance and quickly stepped forward to comfort him. Brother Lei, don't worry. They all have their own thoughts. You can't control them and make them not think about it. Sigh. That's right. When I picked up little Yu, she was really cute and very difficult to deal with. All these years, she grew up with little Tian. Forget it, let's not talk about it. Let nature take its course. Speaking of this, a sense of exhaustion suddenly surged in his heart. Gradually, sleepiness swept over at this moment without warning. After finishing his words, Lin Rei's head slowly fell on the table beside him. At this moment, Ying, who had been paying attention to Lin Rei, saw her husband's appearance. Then, she quickly stepped forward to support him. When she felt that her husband had fallen asleep, then she carried him to the bed and then lay down beside Lin Rei and fell asleep quietly. Time passed little by little. In the blink of an eye, 2 days had passed. During these 2 days, Lin Rei had strengthened the formation here several times. He believed such a formation, even a divine master or a half-saint could do nothing about it. And in these 2 days, in addition to setting up the formation, he summoned his eldest disciple, Lin Wanyu, whenever he was free, and taught her attentively. After these 2 days of careful teaching by Lin Rei, Lin Wanyu, who was originally a late-stage divine master, finally broke through to the Sir God realm on the morning of the 2nd day. Regarding this, the other junior brothers and sisters were very envious of her. Of course, they were only envious and not jealous because of this. After all, it was their eldest senior sister who had been taking care of them ever since they became apprentices. During these 2 days, Xiaofan had been by Lin Rei's side, helping him to fix the formation. Of course. Most importantly, she was still afraid that Lin Rei would suddenly go crazy. For this, Lin Rei was very grateful to her. "Little Lei, let's go." At this moment, at the exit of the 5th level, the ancient clan leader led all the ancient clan members and looked at Lin Rei beside him and said, "Yes, let's go. Xiaofan and I have already set up the formation at the entrance. Unless a Saint Realm expert comes personally, don't even think about breaking the formation here." "Okay, got it. I can rest assured with your help." Looking at Lin Rei, the old man smiled in relief and then led the ancient clan members out. Let's go." Looking at the old man's actions, Lin Rei did not hesitate and led the group out. For him, since he had already broken through the Death Canyon, it was very easy for him to get out. Along the way, there were no obstructions. With a quick glance, a month had passed. Although there was no danger, the journey was still very long. Moreover, he was not alone at this moment. There was a large group behind him and it would not be good if he was too fast. Awoo! Awoo! At this moment, at the entrance of the Death Canyon, a white-haired man led a group of people out of the Death Canyon. Phew! We're finally out. This group of people was none other than the young man who had just returned from the ghost world. They were from the 5th level of the Death Canyon. The person who led the ancient clan members out was Lin Rei. At this moment, the moment they appeared. Because of the fluctuation of cultivation on their bodies, it immediately caused the demonic beasts in the forest outside to become restless. The roars of the demonic beasts came one after another. However, one could tell that the roars of the demonic beasts were filled with fear. "Yes, we're out. It's been a long time since we've been to the God Realm. I didn't expect to be able to bring my clan members back to live in the God Realm in my lifetime. This is all thanks to you." At this moment, Lin Rei, who heard the ancient clan leader's sigh, quickly spoke up. It's nothing, grandfather. Even without me, you would have come out in no time. After all, the spiritual energy there is too thin. It's not enough for all of you to cultivate." Hearing this, the old man smiled and did not say much. However, Lin Rei could feel the rich spiritual energy in the surroundings. It was being greedily devoured by the ancient clan members. Therefore, it could be seen how much they longed for the God Realm that was rich in spiritual energy. "Young master, where are we going now?" At this moment, just as everyone was enjoying the spiritual energy in the God Realm, 15, who was hiding in the sky, suddenly appeared and asked in a low voice. "Where are we going? I haven't thought about it yet. We'll take it one step at a time. Let's go to the surrounding cities and find out if anything big happened while we were away." "Yes." Hearing Lin Rei's words, everyone nodded their heads in agreement. However, at this moment, Lin Li could sense that there were so many people behind him. If he were to head out, he would definitely be noticed. Instantly, he came to a stop and turned around to speak to the leader of the ancient race. "Grandfather, there are so many people in the ancient clan. It's too eye-catching. I want them to go to a place that's very safe. You see." The ancient clan leader, who was greedily devouring the spiritual energy, frowned when he heard Lin Rei's words. He looked at the remaining people and said, "Indeed, with so many people, it's indeed eye-catching." At this point, the old man fell into deep thought. After a moment of hesitation, he finally made up his mind. "All right. You see." Hearing this, Lin Rei smiled. He then turned around and said to the ancient clan members, "Since there are so many of you, I'm afraid that you'll attract the attention of others. Therefore, I've decided to send you to a place that has the same amount of spiritual energy. Furthermore, the spiritual energy here will definitely not lose out to this place. Are you willing? The ancient clan members, who were still absorbing the spiritual energy, looked at the ancient clan leader the moment they heard Lin Rei's words. It was as though they were confirming the accuracy of this matter. Yes, that's right. We have so many people. Therefore, you see, we're willing. Since the ancient clan leader had spoken, as members of the ancient clan, they naturally had nothing to say. Hearing that they had agreed, Lin Rei nodded his head in agreement. All right, everyone, don't resist. With that, Lin Rei scanned the crowd with his consciousness. With a thought, the ancient clan members, who were originally numerous, instantly disappeared from the spot. When the ancient clan leader saw this, his heart skipped a beat. His face was filled with disbelief. Grandpa, you don't have to be nervous. This is just a spatial equipment that can accommodate living people. Don't worry, once we reach a safe place, I'll naturally release them. It's nothing. I'm just surprised. I didn't expect you to have so many tricks up your sleeve, little Lei. Hearing this, Lin Rei rubbed his nose embarrassedly and replied, All right, Grandpa. Let's not talk about this anymore. Let's hurry up and leave. All right, you decide. After all, I don't come to the realm of the gods often. You can do as you deem fit. All right. Hearing this, Lin Li could only helplessly lead the group out of the room. Chapter 608. In the south, at the border between Danzhou and Spiritual State, a group of people arrived at the gate of Gallery City with smiles on their faces. Young master, that's the closest city to the Death Canyon. It's also the border between Danzhou and Spiritual State, Gallery City. This group of people was none other than Lin Rei, who had just come out of the Death Canyon. After traveling for 10 days, they finally arrived at the city closest to the Death Canyon. The Death Canyon was surrounded by a forest of monsters, so Lin Rei's group had to fly for a long time before they found it. Moreover, there were pedestrians along the way who could ask for directions. It might even take a month or two, let alone 10 days. Well, since you're here, let's go. Go in and find a restaurant to eat and drink. When you have nothing to do, go and inquire about the situation in the Divine Realm. See if anything interesting happened in the Divine Realm during the time when I was not here. Yes. After hearing the order, 15's body flashed and instantly disappeared on the spot, quickly heading toward the city. Lin Rei chuckled as he looked at 15's back with his divine sense. He knew 15 very well, so he naturally knew that 15 had gone ahead to arrange a place to eat and stay. Let's go. Lin Rei only withdrew his divine sense after 15 disappeared. Of course, he did not withdraw it completely. After all, he could only rely on his divine sense to see the way. Okay. The group of people slowly walked to the city gate. However, what made them unhappy was that when they reached the city gate tower, they were stopped by the guards at the gate. Damn, no way. Again? Lin Rei felt helpless when he heard the guard's voice. He did not understand why other people were fine when they passed through the city gate, but he was always blocked outside the city gate. Brother, may I ask why you stopped us? At this moment, before Lin Rei could speak, the young man beside him hurriedly stepped forward and asked the gloomy guard with a kind smile. It's nothing. It's just that the city lord has ordered a strict investigation 2 days ago. As you know, many sects in the 9th continent have entered the divine realm after the appearance of the 9th continent, so we have to, the 9th continent has appeared? At this time, Lin Rei, who had been listening by the side, was shocked when he heard the guard's words. He questioned him with a heavier tone. He seemed to have been frightened by Lin Rei's cold voice. Immediately after, his mouth involuntarily opened to answer, yes. Yes. Who would have thought that something so interesting would happen in the god realm? After receiving confirmation from the guard, a hint of an interested smile appeared on Linley's face. You shouldn't be from the 9th province. You can leave. None of them had expected that Linley would ask them so many questions. The guard immediately cowered and began to chase Lin Ray away. Ugh, looking at the guards, everyone was stunned. Then, he thanked him and walked into the city. What's wrong with you? The city lord wants us to conduct a strict investigation. Just as Linley led his group into the city, another guard at the city gate began to criticize the guard who had let Linley's group through. What do you know? Didn't you sense the shocking murderous intent in that blind man's voice? Moreover, when I said that the 9th province had appeared, that man was shocked. It's obvious that he didn't know about this. Do you think I can stop such a person? When the person who had questioned heard his companion's words, he immediately fell silent. That's why you have to be careful when you look at people in the future. Try not to stop such a person in the future. Based on the murderous intent emanating from that person just now, I'm sure that even our city lord might not be a match for him. Damn, no way, are you so sure? He didn't dare to believe his companion's analysis. In his world, the city lord was already very powerful. He really didn't expect that there would be such a powerful person in the group just now. Yes, I'm very sure. That's why you should learn from him in the future. Don't blindly act rashly. You'll end up in trouble. Hearing this, the guards at the city gate fell silent. However, they didn't know that Lin Ray's divine sense had never left the two of them when they entered the city. When he heard the analysis of the guard who let them go, Lin Ray's eyes flashed. You're observant and clever. You're an intelligence agent? As for that guard, Linley felt a sense of appreciation for his talent. After all, the sect was in need of people like him to serve them. What's wrong, master? Tell me what's so good about you. At that moment, Lin Wanyu, who was standing at the side, saw a rare smile on her master's face. Then, she hurried to his side, stretched out her hand, and grabbed his arm and asked curiously. Hearing his eldest disciple's voice, Lin Ray paused for a moment. Then, he opened his mouth and said with a smile. It's like this, just a moment ago, Lin Ray's words were heard by everyone because there weren't many things that could make Lin Ray smile. A few minutes later, after Lin Ray finished talking about what happened just now, everyone helplessly retreated to the side. They thought it was something funny, but now, they were completely speechless. However, after everyone retreated to the side, only Lin Wanyu and Ing didn't leave after hearing it. Instead, they listened with great interest. Master. Look at you, you're always investigating those boring things. Look at the people selling things around here. Clothes selling. All kinds of things selling. These are interesting things, how about? At that moment, Lin Ray knew what Lin Wanyu wanted to say. Originally, he wanted to refuse, but thinking that he hadn't accompanied them for a long time, Lin Ray immediately nodded and agreed. Moreover, after being blinded, Lin Ray saw a lot more clearly. In addition to Jean Ling's matter, Lin Ray knew that family was the most important thing. The original intention of cultivation wasn't to dominate the world. To become the strongest, the original intention was to protect one's family and loved ones. Okay, as long as little you is happy. Since that's the case, let's go take a look. After Lin Ray's words, everyone was in disbelief. Everyone looked at Lin Ray doubtfully. At that moment, they even suspected that the person who agreed to go shopping was the real Lin Ray. Kid, I didn't expect that after being blinded, you would be so open-minded. You're so open-minded. Not bad, not bad. At this moment, while everyone was still in a daze, a woman in fiery red clothes walked out from the crowd. Her voice was very pleasant to the ears, and her appearance was even more stunning. However, her words were not very pleasant to the ears. TSK, nothing good comes out of a dog's mouth. This beautiful woman in red clothes was none other than Xiaofan, who was in the sage realm. Just a few days ago, Lin Rei complained that her original form was too eye-catching, so he kept persuading her to transform into her human form. After 2 days of persuasion, finally, Xiaofan agreed. Who knew that after Xiaofan transformed into her human form, her appearance would be so beautiful that even Ying was a little jealous. Master, Senior Xiaofan, stop talking. As long as the two of you open your mouths, there will be no end to it. Let's go. Lin Wanyu, who was at the side, saw her master and Xiaofan bickering. She immediately interrupted the two of them and pulled Lin Rei to the side, where the food was sold. Not long after Lin Rei was pulled away, everyone came back to their senses. When they saw the snacks in Lin Rei's hand, they were instantly stunned. However, they were happy for him in their hearts. However, the scene was still a little out of place. After all, Lin Rei was the leader of a sect, and he was in the Emperor God realm. Now that he was eating snacks on the street, how would the big shots in the realm of the gods relate it to him? Hee, come, all of you. These things are quite delicious. At that moment, Lin Rei, whose mouth was stuffed with food by Lin Wanyu, used his divine sense to check on his other disciples. He waved at them with a smile on his face. Coming. Coming. Oh. Coming, master. At that moment, Alienation, Lin Xianyuan, Ka Luan, Bing. Everyone nodded at Lin Rei and joined the ranks of the foodies. Needless to say, this kind of thing really happened. Normally, they wouldn't do this. Moreover, they didn't come out often. They would only follow Lin Rei when he came out. Master, look at this. It's delicious too. Quick, try it. Just like that, the group of people began to sweep through the street of snacks. Everywhere they went, the people at the food stalls sold out everything for the day. At the same time, while Linley was happily playing with his disciples, the sky gradually darkened, and at this time, the 15th day of the month arrived. Alright, Xiao Yu, that's all for today. Don't forget why we came here today. At that moment, Lin Wanyu, who had played enough, nodded happily. I know, master. I'm not an insensible person. Hearing these words, Linley nodded in satisfaction. But who would have thought that before he could say anything, Lin Wanyu would speak again. Let's continue tomorrow. As soon as she said that, Lin Rei's face instantly fell. However, Lin Rei, who did not want to spoil the mood, could only nod and agree. Alright, I got it. Let's talk about it tomorrow. As he said that, Lin Rei nodded at 15. Immediately. 15, who understood, said, Young master, I've already booked a restaurant. While you were playing, I asked around and found out that when we were still in the world of spirits and souls, the 9th continent had appeared without any warning. Has it really appeared? Hearing 15's report, Lin Rei felt that things were getting more and more interesting. He had originally planned to go to the 9th continent. Now, he finally had time. Chapter 609. Alright, let's leave it at that for now. We just came back, so let's take a break. Young master. You, at this moment, 15, who heard Lin Rei's words, was stunned. He couldn't believe it. He suspected that this sentence came from Lin Rei's mouth. Don't be surprised. Anyway, isn't the divine realm in chaos now? Let's take a break during this period. After a while, the real chaos will begin. At this point, Lin Rei revealed a mysterious smile, nodded to him, and then walked forward. 15, who didn't understand, saw Lin Rei leave. He quickly went forward to lead the way to the restaurant that had been booked. At this moment, Lin Wanyu, who had been pulling Lin Rei along the way, didn't seem to have any intention of letting go. Lin Rei was helpless, but he didn't say anything. However, when someone was happy, there would naturally be someone who was unhappy. Lin Yuro, who had been standing beside Lin Wanyu, was naturally unhappy. "Humph, senior sister, you've occupied master for so long. Shouldn't you give him to me?" At this moment. Hearing their conversation, Lin Rei was speechless. "What do you mean by occupied? What do you mean by giving him to you? What do you think master is?" He. The appearance of this scene made Ing, who was standing at the side, laugh with a teasing face. In this regard, Lin Rei was even more speechless. What time is this? She was still laughing, and she didn't know how to help him out of this situation. "Fourth junior sister, you see, there's still time tomorrow. Let's leave it at that for today, and I'll give master to you tomorrow." Hearing this, Lin Yuro pondered. "Okay, it's settled. Tomorrow, master must follow me." Looking at how easily they decided on tomorrow's matter, Lin Rei wanted to resist. But looking at their expectant faces, Lin Rei couldn't say anything in the end. Sigh. Lin Rei sighed. In the end, he could only endure. After all, they were all his disciples. Lin Rei understood that he should treat them equally. Looking at them, Lin Rei hurriedly said to them in a bad mood, all right, hurry up and go. Go back to your room after you eat something." Understood, master." The group quickly arrived at the restaurant. Seeing that the restaurant was empty at the moment, but the dishes were already on the table, Lin Rei immediately came to the table with a smile and sat down. Needless to say, Lin Rei knew that all of this was done by 15. In response, Lin Rei said to everyone, "All right, let's cook. Hurry up and eat." With that said, Lin Rei began to eat big chunks. However, at this moment, it seemed like Lin Rei was the only one eating. No one else moved their chopsticks. Sensing that there was no sound in the surroundings, Zhang Xian was stunned. Lin Rei released his divine sense and explored the surroundings. Only then did he realize that no one had touched their chopsticks and were just watching quietly. What's wrong? Is it not delicious? Lin Rei, who was puzzled, asked everyone. "Master, how much have we eaten just now? How could we still be hungry?" At this moment, the voice of his eldest disciple sounded. Suddenly, Lin Rei remembered. They had been eating for the whole day. Thinking about it, it made sense. "All right then, go back to your room if you're full." Hearing Lin Rei's words, Lin Wanyu and the others, as well as Bing and the others, all stood up. After bowing to Lin Rei, they left. After checking that only he, 15, the ancient clan leader, Xiaofan, and Ing were left in the restaurant, Lin Rei was embarrassed. Are you stupid? At this moment, Xiaofan, who understood Lin Rei's meaning, looked at Lin Rei's embarrassed face. Immediately, she laughed and made fun of him. Tsk. Lin Rei did not give Xiaofan a good look from the beginning to the end. You know what I mean. After saying that, Lin Rei did not eat anymore. Instead, he placed the bowl and chopsticks in his hand on the table. Then, he asked 15, who was beside him, with a serious expression, "Tell me, what did you find out just now?" Seeing Lin Li ask 15 with such a serious look on his face, 15, who was standing next to him, Xiaofan was puzzled. Not only Xiaofan, but even the ancient clan leader and Ing were puzzled. It's like this. After booking the hotel during the day, I began to investigate all over the city. Other than the news of the appearance of the ninth continent, I did find out another piece of news. Perhaps young master will be very happy to hear it. What news? That's right. What news is it? Little 15. You're really too troublesome. At this moment, they heard 15's words. Everyone was puzzled and hurriedly asked. Xiaofan, who was at the side, was even more anxious at 15's hesitant look. Seeing everyone's doubts and anxiety, 15 hurriedly said to everyone, "It's like this. Someone said that some time ago, tens of thousands of cultivators suddenly appeared in the starting ground and ascended from the immortal world to the divine realm." Oh? Isn't that normal? It's normal for the immortal world to ascend to the divine realm. Why would I be happy? Regarding the news that 15 said, Lin Rei did not understand. It was normal for the immortal world to ascend to the divine realm. Why, however? At this moment, a matter appeared in his mind. Then, he asked 15 excitedly, "You don't tell me you're saying that Xiaoyun has come to the divine realm?" At this point, other than Ying, who had a strange movement, everyone else was stunned. As for Xiaoyun, other than Lin Rei and 15, no one else knew about it. I heard that the appearance of that person, as well as that person's weapon, is very similar to young Master Xiaoyun. Sure enough. Hearing 15's words, a smile appeared on Lin Rei's face. Thinking about it, when this sovereign left, Xiaoyun was already in the immortal realm. Now that this sovereign has left for almost 1,000 years, I think he should have ascended to the divine realm. Thinking of this, Lin Rei's face revealed a smile. Young master, it's not just young master Xiaoyun. I heard others say that those tens of thousands of people were wearing the same style of clothes, so you guessed that Xiaoyun moved the entire Xuanzong sect to the divine realm, right? Yes, that's what I meant. At this moment, Lin Rei was shocked. Although when he left, the sect naturally grew stronger and became the strongest in the immortal world, but in less than 1,000 years, tens of thousands of disciples were able to break through. The only thing that Lin Rei could think of was everyone. At least most of them did not break through to the immortal realm, but directly entered the divine realm in the immortal emperor realm. Thinking of this, Lin Rei's expression changed. If that was really the case, then it would really be a waste. Back then, he wanted to create a very powerful sect where everyone could take charge of things on their own, so when he recruited disciples, all of them were the most talented. If it was really as he thought, then, those disciples were really finished. Young master, what's wrong with you? At this moment, seeing that Lin Rei's face did not have the same smile as before, 15 suddenly asked worriedly. This prodigal thing, to think that. The more Lin Rei thought about it, the angrier he became. In the end, he directly roared. Hearing Linley's growl, everyone was speechless. It turned out that the reason his face had turned ugly was because of his own child. 15, I'll have to trouble you during this period of time. At this moment, Lin Rei's sudden words made 15 stand up hurriedly. With a firm expression, he replied, "Young master, just give me the order." Looking at 15's expression, Lin Rei smiled and said, "Go and find me some spiritual herbs to refine the vitality-strengthening pill. The more the better. I'm not afraid of spending money. The vitality-strengthening pill has only one medicinal effect. It's used for those cultivators who have ascended before reaching the immortal realm. This way, they can quickly replenish the portion of their strength that they lack." Of course, the name of this pill sounded easy, but it was a mid-stage immortal realm pill. In order to make up for the lack of talents in the sect, it was difficult for him not to refine it. Hearing Lin Rei's explanation, everyone immediately understood. Then, 15 agreed. Yes, young master, I'll set off immediately. Go ahead. A moment ago, 15 was still standing in front of Lin Rei. The next moment, he disappeared from the restaurant. Seeing 15 disappear, suddenly, Lin Rei shouted into the sky, "Everyone, come out. I have something for you to do." As soon as he finished speaking, 20 or so people instantly appeared in front of Linley, their faces filled with respect as they awaited Linley's orders. Looking at them, Lin Rei didn't waste any time. He started to instruct them, find 2 people with high cultivation levels to watch Qinkuan Sect's every move. If there's any movement, inform me immediately. As soon as he finished speaking, 2 men stepped out from the crowd and said to Linley, 10-6, we obey the young master's orders. With that, the 2 of them disappeared from the restaurant. Then, Lin Rei didn't stop there. He continued to instruct the crowd, 2 of you, go and find out where the Xuanzong sect is. 3, 4, yes, young master. Go and find out where Sakura is. Tell him that I have something to talk to him about. He has your companions beside him. I believe you should be able to sense it. Just like that, Lin Rei gave out missions one by one. He didn't care about Xiaofan and the leader of the ancient tribe at all. As for the 20 or so Azura clansmen, there were only a few left after Linley had finished giving out missions. Looking at the remaining Azura clansmen, Linley instructed, since you have nothing to do, go and protect the madam. Yes, young master. As he spoke, the remaining Shura clan members hid in the air, protecting Ying from the shadows. At this moment, Xiaofan and the rest were stunned. Lin Rei's orders were all for the future. F***ck, not bad, kid. I knew it. How could it be possible for you to talk about rest? I thought it was weird. Now, I finally know what you mean. Hearing Xiaofang's words, Lin Rei smiled and said, Heis, I have no choice. Who asked me to come out at such a good time? As the saying goes, heroes are created in times of chaos. If I don't hurry up and come up with a plan, wouldn't it be a waste? Chapter 610. Hee. You're really scheming everywhere you go. I'm really afraid that I'll fall into your trap one day. Looking at Lin Rei, Xiaofan couldn't help but shudder. Her eyes were filled with shock. Hee. How could that be? Even if I wanted to scheme against you, you wouldn't even give me the chance. With that, Lin Rei turned to the direction of the ancient tribe leader and asked, Grandfather, do you have any plans after this? At this moment, the ancient tribe leader, who was sipping on his tea, raised his head and looked at Lin Rei strangely when he heard Lin Rei's words. Not at the moment. We'll take it one step at a time. Hearing these words, Linley went silent. Even though he had managed to persuade the ancient race to leave the Death Canyon, he didn't want them to participate in what was to come. He wanted the ancient race to live peacefully and not participate in any of the wars in the God world. Grandpa, why don't I look for a paradise for you and the ancient race? Then, you can set up the ancient race as the new location. After all, it wouldn't be a good thing for the ancient tribe to stay there forever. At this moment, hearing Lin Rei's words, the face of the ancient tribe leader darkened. He said in a displeased tone, Why? Are you looking down on my old bones for being useless? What are you talking about? He had not expected the attitude of the ancient tribe leader to be so agitated. Furthermore, he knew the cultivation state of this grandfather of his. He was a half-sage. If this grandfather of his was useless, then he would be even more useless. Since that's the case, why are you leaving the ancient tribe? Hearing this, Lin Rei came to a realization. He hurriedly explained to the ancient tribe leader, however, just as Linley was about to explain, he was interrupted by the clan leader of the ancient race. Don't bother explaining. Since the ancient race has already entered the god realm, some things are unavoidable. Therefore, there's no need to worry about the ancient race. Since I can summon the ancient race out, I'm not afraid of those things. He looked at the ancient tribe leader. Lin Rei was helpless. He knew what the old man was thinking, but he was unwilling. Grandfather, I'm doing this for the sake of the ancient race and you. After all, you are Ling Er's grandfather, and the ancient race is Ling Er's family. I must ensure the safety of you and the ancient race. Only by doing so can I. There's no need to say any more. Since the ancient race has already appeared, there's nothing more to say. You don't have to worry about this and that. Seeing how determined the old man was, Lin Rei could only shut his mouth. He knew that no matter what he said, the old man would not leave. Sigh. Fine. Take a look. However, I still stand by my words. The ancient clan is Linger's home. I will not allow them to be destroyed. With that, Linley stood up and bowed to the clan leader of the Gu family. He then left and headed back to his own room. Since Lin Rei had left, there was no reason for Xiaofan to bring him along as well. She then stood up and walked towards the backyard, followed by the clan leader of the ancient race. And then, shadow. Time passed quickly. It had been dozens of days since they had arrived at Glory City. In this period of time, Lin Rei had not cultivated in peace. No, it could be said that he had not cultivated at all. Ever since he had promised his disciples that he would accompany them to shop in Glory City, trouble had arrived. On the first day, it was his eldest disciple. Then, it was his fourth disciple. After that, it was his other disciples. Of course, while the girls were shopping, the boys were pressuring him daily to impart battle techniques and skills. Even though Lin Rei was helpless about this, he was happy about it. Initially, he thought that everything would be fine after accompanying his 6 disciples. Who knew that Lin Mei would come as well? He could not reject this goddaughter of his. However, what he did not expect was that Shadow would be jealous because he did not accompany her for the past few days. In the next few days, Lin Rei spent all his time by Shadow's side. He did not leave her side at all. On this day, when the sun had just risen, Lin Rei, who was still sleeping on his bed, heard his wife's voice. Husband, we still have to go to Glory City's historical sites today. When the sleeping Lin Rei heard his wife's words, he immediately wanted to cry but had no tears. He wanted to pretend to be asleep. However, Lin Rei did not dare to casually provoke Shadow, who was also a god emperor. Okay, I'll go. After saying that, Lin Rei sighed. Then, he began to put on his clothes. Lin Rei deeply understood this lesson. Because of this, he swore in his heart that he would never go shopping again. He would never casually agree to anyone's request, especially when it came to his own disciples' request. A few minutes later, a neatly dressed Lin Rei walked out of his room. Using his consciousness, he arrived at a spacious area in the courtyard. Then, he took a deep breath and began to move. Stellar finger. Immediately, Lin Rei, who did not use any of his cultivation, began to move. Just like that, with the strength of his physical body, he began to practice the stellar finger, a cultivation technique that he had learned from cultivation. He had long been familiar with this cultivation technique. Furthermore, he had cultivated it to the peak of the cultivation technique. It had even surpassed the cultivation technique's original level. Following the change in his breathing, Lin Rei's sword fingers moved even faster. Even without the support of his cultivation, Lin Rei, who had a god realm middle stage body, was naturally not weaker than his cultivation. His speed became faster and faster. In the end, even the small amount of afterimages that could be detected disappeared. Ha, stellar finger! Destroy the stars! Right at this moment, Linley's sword fingers struck the ground at high speed. With a loud bang, 100-meter deep crater appeared where Linley had struck. Walala, walala, it was unknown whether it was intentional or not, but the power of this finger was so strong that it destroyed the entire courtyard. The surrounding houses were also affected. All the houses within a radius of 50 meters were now in the deep hole created by Lin Rei. As for the initiator of the deep hole, he was now standing in the middle of the deep hole, feeling everything around him with his divine sense. Ah! Who is it? You woke up early and didn't let me sleep. Do you have any morals? Are you still going to let me? At this moment, a clear female voice came from the deep hole. There was a hint of meaning in the voice. Damn, it can't be. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was standing in the middle of the deep hole, naturally heard this roar. As he was blind, he was more sensitive to sound recognition. Therefore, when he heard this sudden roar, the figure of a woman in fiery red clothes instantly appeared in his mind. Xiaofan? Lin Rei, who was uncertain, immediately stepped out and came to the place where the voice came from. Using his divine sense, he saw a woman in red clothes, who was now embedded in the ground. Except for her head and some red clothes, there was nothing else. Damn, it's really her. When he sensed that this person was Xiaofan, Lin Rei immediately felt regret. Lin Rei? At this moment, Xiaofan, who was embedded in the ground, naturally saw Lin Rei's arrival. The moment she saw Lin Rei, Xiaofan was furious. For such a large area of destruction, and judging from the momentum, only Lin Rei dared to do this. No one else had the ability and qualifications to do so. Thinking of this, anger surged up. At this moment, the undying flame rushed out of her body and rushed toward Lin Rei. Feeling the temperature of the flame, Lin Rei immediately took out the illusory spirit blood fire without thinking. Boom! At the moment when the illusory spirit blood fire appeared, the undying flame also arrived in front of Lin Rei and bombarded him. However, what made Xiaofan depressed was that when her undying flame bombarded Lin Rei, the undying flame seemed to have sensed something terrible and instantly broke the connection with her. Then, it was swallowed by the illusory spirit blood fire on the surface of Lin Rei's body and became the nutrients of the illusory spirit blood fire. Damn, you bastard! Feeling this, Xiaofan felt helpless, but there was no other way. Then, she quickly released her cultivation. Suddenly, a huge pit appeared, and Xiaofan was lying in it. Humph, boy, you're really something. Xiaofan, who was lying in the pit, lifted her head and looked at Lin Rei. Then, she stood up from the pit and took a step forward to Lin Rei's side. That. Sensing that Xiaofan was still angry, Lin Rei quickly took out some elixirs and handed them to her. He said, although these elixirs don't have the effect of increasing your cultivation, you can eat them like candy. These elixirs have the effect of beautifying your appearance. Moreover, even if you eat all of them, there won't be any side effects. Really? Xiaofan, who was about to attack, heard Lin Rei's words and immediately looked down at the dozens of bottles of elixirs that he had taken out. Looking at the elixirs, Xiaofan asked hesitantly. As the saying went, medicine is 30% poisonous. She did not believe that these elixirs had no medicinal properties at all. Really? I used spiritual fruits to refine these elixirs. They are fragrant and sweet, and there are no side effects at all. If you don't want them, then forget it. I was planning to give them to my disciples. With that, Lin Rei was about to take back the elixirs. However, at this moment, Xiaofan reached out and quickly snatched the elixirs away. Sensing Xiaofang's current state, Lin Rui knew that today's matter was over. However, this matter was resolved. At this moment, the ground above the pit was filled with people because of the huge commotion. They were looking curiously at Lin Rui and Xiaofan, who were in the pit. What gave Lin Rui a headache was that his disciples were among them. They had heard everything that he said to Xiaofan, including the part about the beautifying elixirs that he had specially refined for them. Whoosh, 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 at this moment, a few figures had already jumped down from above. Immediately, Lin Rui probed with his divine sense. He saw his eldest disciple, fourth disciple, sixth disciple, and goddaughter Lin Lei. Seeing that it was them, Lin Rui's face fell instantly. Damn it, are you playing with me? Thinking of what he had said just now, he suddenly felt angry. Lin Rui wanted to slap himself a few times. If he had known that they were here, he would not have said those words just now. Master, do you still have those elixirs? We want them too. Quickly take them out and give them to us. As soon as these words came out, Lin Rui paused affectionately and said to them, well, your master's wife is looking for me. I'll leave first. You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.